party decided, upon further investigation, to look into a place, actually, after getting it tipped off from the bar. Y'all moved y'all's way, and after the tip, you see eventually what is a door with a snake symbol upon it. Recognizable from the tip as being potentially a part of a gang, particularly the gang that might just have your mans. You went in, a group of Kenku actually realized they've been caught and attempted to assault you. In which did not end very well for them, as y'all begin to brutally Mortal Kombat they ass to death. In which one effectively survived, based upon quote-unquote mercy, as he is being left alive for either information or for to be jailed. Many different reasons depending on the person. Ultimately, though, it culminated with 3 people moving out to investigate further on the outside to look for their mans. That would being Rex, that being Zolran, and that being Lindsay. After being caught by the guards, after finding a noble, not necessarily the person you're looking for, but the one who was with him during that time. A direct noble named Ranar. Now, Ranar, upon seeing the guards approach, began to talk to them, letting them know that you are not the captors who kidnapped him and his friend, but the people who are here to help. Overall, though, this is kind of where we left off, with y'all immediately being tipped off to the next lead, in terms of location. Somewhere where Ranar believes his friend may be taken to.
And for some reason, Ranar wants to accompany us.
Yes.
Yes.
Ranar seemed very hell-bent on making sure his friend is rescued, and taking responsibility for being unable to save him at the time.
Well, before we leave this area, there's 2 things that need to be done first. First, my character and Sketches will rejoin the group, with Arcanus carrying one of the remaining Kenku, who is currently hogtied to High Holy Hell on his back.
Oh, I still have the
Anna,
mouse.
are you wanting to rejoin the party with him?
Yeah.
Okay. With the Kenku being hogtied up and hoisted upon the back, you both begin making your way out, actually. And eventually, trailing upon, you see a lot of guards, your friends, talking what seems to be this more armored head guard, including a man that you don't recognize, being amongst them.
Just gonna kind of clear his throat. Everything okay out here?
Ooh.
Yeah, everything's fine.
I look to the more heavily armored man. Excuse me, sir. Would you happen to be the captain of the watch?
As you approach, the seemingly head guard turns and looks at you. I am the commander of these men, yes. What is it that you require?
We at the moment don't require anything, but I believe I have someone here whom you might want to have a chat with. He's going to very carefully set the Kenku down. This one is one of the individuals that assaulted us in this warehouse. We figured they had been a thorn in your side for quite some time, and thought maybe a little interrogation was in order for you.
The survivor
Lindsay
amongst
shoots a
the
mean glare
affiliates.
at the Kenku.
You're lucky that I recognize these people from the gang. If I had actually encountered any other corpse, I might have thought that you were a bunch of mass murderers.
Oh god.
I assume my comrades here have explained our reasons for being here?
Yes, and they are sound enough. However, I recommend you all putting a little bit, how do we put it? Of a light step. You're here hired for a job, I can get that. But don't make any more trouble for me and my men.
My word, we will do our best.
We promise.
She gives a nod. For now, I'm gonna interrogate this one for further information. If there's anything you need to report to me, I'd suggest doing it now. Otherwise, we're gonna search the area for any of the goods, see which ones are illegal, which ones are not.
Where's that chest? We pulled the chest out of that little,
Archson, look around.
Did you pull it out of the room, or did you,
I pulled out of the
open
room, or like over here.
Okay, so you pulled out the chest from over this room. They probably, say, would be right here, considering they're too small to just be stacked over this way.
Yeah.
So they're about right here. Are those two cargoes amongst the cargo from the others?
Just something we came across, really.
These crates seem to be more higher quality than the rest of them. I have a feeling this might be what the Kenku are actually dealing in. Care to weigh in, Feather Duster?
Feather duster.
Not ours directly.
Aponis is just gonna look at the guard and go, "He's your prisoner now. Feel free to do with him how you wish."
They give a nod, and they have a couple of the men come over, drag this poor fucking nearly dead bird over down, and actually try to begin trading them before they bleed to death.
In the meantime, Arcanus is gonna walk over and examine the crates. Specifically,
The
looking
guard
for
is gonna hold their hand and grab your shoulder. Hold on a minute.
Yes?
You're here investigating a missing person. These crates are to be undergoing for further investigation from my men.
Very well. But will you at least indulge us in opening the crates? I have a sneaking suspicion the contents may also be tied to why they were targeting our missing person.
Yeah.
Make me a persuasion check, actually, as that is a rather fair point.
Please roll for me as I'm on mobile.
I know, I'm
Also,
just
HD,
getting hold of your sheet real quick.
HD, have you started your stream yet?
Yeah, I started, yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Ooh, that's an 8.
Can I do a persuasion roll?
Make an argument as to why you also would further try to elaborate as to why this would be necessary.
Well, okay, let me try to just get. See, this fine gentleman here was not also too far from these crates as well, and what with importance would come with more importance. So they're both being hidden for a reason. So I'm pretty sure it's tied to what we have to deal with, and if not, may contain a key item for what we have to look for eventually.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm waiting for the thing to load there.
21.
What the fuck is it?
You are a very charismatic character. You're meant to be. They kind of put the pieces together and kind of understanding that items may correlate to both groups, but also less work for her and her men, all in all. Very well. While we go and clean up these corpses and further investigate who they may be tied to, I will leave y'all to handle what is disposed upon within these chests. However, if there's anything imperative to our investigation, I suggest you do turn it in.
We will.
Very well.
An agreeable
Come on! We have a lot of work to do! And they begin trailing down to re-enter into the warehouse, taking on their men and marchings, and ironically, actually, leaving you all to your own devices, perhaps persuaded to the fact that y'all are going to be acting on behalf of the guards in a way.
Lindsay waves him off with a smile.
As soon as they're left alone, Arcanus is going to kneel down and start examining the crates, specifically looking for some means of opening them.
These crates, one of them seems to be just a standard metallic crate in all. Well decorated, but nothing seemingly odd to its allure, honestly. It looks like something that was just meant to be holding something more delicate and or needs to be more protection than anything else. The other one is vastly different. This one is almost marvelous in its exquisite design. A fancy chest. This one almost with gilded trimmings to it. But also one with a lot of locks to it. There's 2 locks in total. One being an inward lock from the chest, and one being an outer lock. Somebody double locked this chest. It is guarded by these chains. One would ask why such a heavy amount of bracing upon one item. This is a very big chest as well, to a degree. This is probably what you would probably say 3.5 foot upwards. This looks like it could hold more or less probably a mace or something. Like this is something of a bit bigger size than that of a standard smaller decorated chest. Perhaps an equipment chest at anything.
2 of them. This one seems to be more elaborate than the other. If anybody is good at lockpicking or thinks they can bust a lock on this one without damaging the contents.
I mean, a chest?
I can give it a shot.
Yeah, a chest, whilst damaged, still damage things inside it? I think it's kind of productive.
In terms of design, by the way, if you would like, in No Mic Chat is the bottom left chest.
The bottom,
Put it this way.
the first row, bottom left, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You would not just put common everyday items in a chest this fancy.
Unless you're a noble.
No,
The nobles.
mind if I get a shot at trying to open it?
You got lockpicking?
Well,
Archon,
do you have any
Archon, step
lockpicking?
back and go.
Zoan is going to pull a lockpick set out of his boot.
All right, go for it.
Ah,
Use your thieves'
Master's
tools.
just going to step back and let them have at it. Meanwhile, he's also going to examine the other crate, the first one, the less exquisite
Alright.
looking.
This one is less guarded by anything. It doesn't even seem to have a lock on it. It just seems to be having a lot of planks kind of moving and holding it, kind of like a crate in a way that's outside of the chest. You feel like if you can break away some of these planks, you could probably just open it.
So this is going to draw his short sword and start using it as like a pry bar.
What are you okay.
I don't want to hear any back talk from you.
Roll
Missy.
me athletics. It
What?
should not be a high DC.
One who's using a fork as a weapon. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, because it can stab things using it like a crowbar.
And you want to roll my athletics for me?
I'm getting to it. I have like 17 pages open, so I had to find yours. Athletics. 8. For some reason, these planks, on second inspection, seem to be ordered specifically to the point where things like swords or different ornaments besides the actual tools will be very difficult. Again, they're easy to break through, but they're crafted in a way to make it difficult to just pry.
See, didn't work. Funny enough, you know what did work? My fork. Multiple times.
And what is broken currently in the warehouse floor?
Hey, broken because it worked, okay? I
What
miss
if
it
you
already.
did?
What was that, Han?
I would kick it.
At this point, would Arcanus be able to just kind of like punch or and rip the pieces?
Sure. I'm gonna make you an
I said I would
unarmed
kick
strike
it.
for you.
Wait, Hannah just said they'll
Oh,
kick it.
Hannah, I thought you were suggesting
no,
it.
sorry, Hannah.
Hannah, go ahead and go out
Brethren.
and kick the damn thing.
Which one do I use?
It's just a D20, and you add your strength, I believe. So just
What?
roll me a D20,
Why
and
is
we'll
my
add your strength
strength?
modifier.
What's my
Your
strength
your
modifier?
stats on the left side. They're labeled strength, dexterity,
It's got a
constitution,
what?
intelligence. It does have a 1, so you get a +1 to this.
It's a D20 plus 1.
It's a D20 plus 1. 14 plus 1, that hits.
There you go.
Just kick it.
We're gonna roll a 1d4. 4 is enough to break it. You break these. She kicks it and immediately shatters and breaks apart the planks upon the left side of the crate. The other side falls off easily enough as it is now able to be opened.
Alright. A foot was stronger than your blade.
Can it half fight?
She'll stand there for a moment and then she'll kind of cringe, like, oh, my foot.
Lindsay
She
would just.
stands stoically for a moment before kind of slowly reaching down and holding at the foot.
Lindsay would prompt a high five.
Oh my gosh, yes. You're fine.
There you go.
This chest able to be opened now. Is anyone gonna do the honors? Raynar kind of just like gestures for the chest, but by all means, this is your investigation. Honestly, some of the spoils should belong.
Lindsay would help open the chest if anybody wants to open it.
Oh, I guess I'd help.
Honestly,
Because
you
I
know
was
what?
kicking it.
Okay. So, these are obviously seem to be stolen from the docks. Actually, as you read some of the labels upon the inside of the crate as it opens, it has the dock symbol, but it contains 4 wooden framed paintings wrapped in leather. These paintings depict cities of Luskan, Neverwinter, Silvery Moon, and Baldur's Gate, and are worth 75 gold each.
Hey! Wait,
Ooh.
I recognize that one. That's Baldur's.
You notice, however, a compartment at the bottom if you choose to take these paintings out.
Lindsay would take a few of the paintings out, very lightly placing them beside the chest.
Okay, the second one, and this is probably why you felt a little bit of heft to it as well, contains 15 10-pound silver trade bars. Pure silver. All black from corrosion, admittedly, but still worth 50 gold each.
Ah!
Oh my goodness.
Easy. I have a feeling
I'm
that the
going
city wants
to
to know
put
about
this...
these. Go ahead.
I'm going to put these up so y'all can decide who's going to...
For
who's
visuals?
going to, carry and get on them, and then I'm going to go to the second one. The paintings weigh about a pound each, by the way.
A pound.
So just 1 pound, 1 pound each.
As much as I am tempted to say we take the silver, I do not think that is the proper thing to do.
Why?
Do you want to be labeled a thief?
Hey, technically, anybody who was here is most likely dead. And the people that killed them are also now dead or arrested.
I gotta edit that, actually. That's 15 silver bars. Not just 1.
Also, there's nobility right there. He said, to each goes the spoils, so...
Well, that's more or less inclined that, more than likely, these crates have been long since stolen by the look of the silver bars, if I'm being honest. If I'm going to context here, more than likely, it's better in better hands than those thieves. To be fair, the trade market is
offer
not
this.
my stock.
Okay, then I offer this as a compromise then. We take the bog, but leave the paintings. Let the City Watch return those to their rightful owner.
I can agree with that, but I kind of want to keep the Baldur's Gate one.
He's gonna smile a little bit. Alright, how about this? You're all helping me find my friend. Any recompense I myself can pay out of pocket. Take the paintings and a bar for each of you. The rest I will send to those who deem fit to have it.
I can agree with this.
Very well. At this point, Ark's going to then walk over and check on the status of the other chest.
The status of the other chest. This one, despite any indication of age, first of all, is incredibly heavy. This is heavier than the other chest. You're estimating 30 to 40 pounds.
Okay.
Overall, in great condition. Almost no signs of age at all, besides maybe a little bit of plant growth upon it, indicating that it is a little old.
You said the paintings weigh a pound, by the way?
The paintings weigh a pound each.
Lindsay has the Baldur's Gate one.
They are pretty decent sized paintings. Probably gonna have to strap them to your back.
Yeah. Devlin's gonna like this one.
Obviously, picking on this one.
Okay. There again, it's Luskin, Silvery Moon, Baldur's Gate, and Neverwinter. So whichever one. Nonetheless, though, the first crate now emptied, you look upon the second, guarded with 2 locks.
Ah, yeah, I forgot we have this one to deal with.
Zoran's in the middle of trying to lockpick it. I rolled a 12, but if I could get advantage, if I just take my time, I'd be a 16. I'll leave that up to you, DM.
Hey, before we get into that, considering how much weight and how big those paintings are, do you want me to just run them back to the room? Like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fight right if, we're carrying all those paintings and shit. We'll just get them damaged.
Indeed. Let's put them in a safe space for now. Come back for them later.
You said the
Get them
room... Which room?
We still have hours left on that room from Durnan, right?
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, how do you know they won't get stolen, though?
Good point. Damn. I could ask the bar staff if they can hold it for us.
Yeah. Lindsay's a bit hesitant.
Listen, if I'm being honest, we saw how dirty we kind of get when fighting like this, and I feel like we're gonna go into another one, and if we go into it like this, it's just gonna get damaged.
We could always see if we can give it to Volo.
True.
True.
We are on a mission for
Clearly, he don't need money, right? So he could just hold it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah. Good.
Alright, I'll just take them up then.
Oh, but if you so happen to run across a pinkish dragonborn lady, black hair, give the Baldur's Gate painting. Say it's from a friend.
Okay. Sure. It's a big city, so I'm not gonna keep an eye out on that. But,
So I'm saying if you so happen, it's not very likely, but it could be.
Oh, okay. Works for me. I mean, can I get a name? Because, I don't... Again, that could be anybody in this kind of world.
Devlin.
Devlin. Alright. I can do that. I guess I'll see you back at the tavern then, right?
Yeah.
Alright. He is going to take up all the paintings, and move on over, actually, making his way through. And trying to hide them the best he can, going through these streets that he is. Alright. Overall, what are y'all doing next?
And Watson, the Death's character, is working on the locks of the second chest.
All right.
The sheer ornateness of this chest and the fact that it is heavy is sparking Arcanus' interest.
Arcanus, you look over these locks, and while they are decently good locks, you notice that age and other signs have made them potentially easier to either break or lock through. You think a skilled hand or a hard enough weapon might just bust them.
Well, currently Getu is trying to pick the locks, so he's going to let him finish his attempts first.
Right? I'm gonna need a thieves' tools check. Was that the one that you made earlier, Zoran?
Second one?
Was that the one made? Actually, I do believe it was the one made.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the one before the athletics, then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. That would be a 12 for the first one, which is enough to break the first one, and we'll say that 16 is enough to break the second one, because it was a 15 for the second one's check.
Okay.
You move through, you unlock the first one. The second one is trickier from what you can tell, but age and other signs have left it to your hands, in which you're able to unlock the chains rather easily. The chest
Hey.
can now be opened.
Wait, can,
Easy enough.
can Lindsay do something real quick?
Okay.
Because I kind of realized something. I had to quick look through my skills, and I'm like, okay, this might work. Lindsay's gonna stand in front of the chest with locks to fall enough, and she's gonna just stare at it menacingly. She's gonna try to basically scare the box.
You're to try to scare the what?
She's trying to scare
I
the
believe-
box, thinking it might be a mimic.
Make an intimidation check.
Where the fuck is it? There it is.
17 intimidation. Ironically, something's gonna roll. For some reason, you feel almost... It's a strange feeling. You feel as if something inside isn't intimidated. Which is weird because, well... Why are you feeling something about it?
If your point's done, Arcanus is going to reach down and open the chest.
Sorry. Too easy.
Alright, so you're going to be opening it?
Yes, Arcanus is reaching down and opening the chest.
The moment your draconic claw opens and pries open the chest, the fresh scent of the ocean sea springs upon your nose, almost splashes of water. This chest is filled with seemingly a lot of seawater, actually, with fish swimming inside. The seawater almost a glowing blue, and at the center of it, a very, very large egg. The color of that egg almost moving, in a sense, between blues and greens, oceanic in its theme, foam covering the sides of it.
I had a feeling.
Arcanus is going to look at this egg, his eyes are going to go wide, and he's going to start muttering to himself in Draconic. In surprise.
Make
An
a nature
egg?
check with advantage.
Wait! I just realized. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just read something.
Yep. Ah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly what this is. In character, playing out.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner, you got to do the roll for them, homie.
I know. I'm trying to find their sheet again.
Uh.
With advantage, nature. 20.
Oh?
This is definitely a draconic's egg. This is a dragon's egg, specifically. But looking upon it, you've never seen an egg like this, but something vaguely comes into your memory and mind about aberration dragons. Aberrations, dragons over time who have changed and adapted to new variations, some stronger than the original core variations between Tiamat and, well, every other dragon in existence, really. The concept of a dragon having an egg of an aberration also shows that aberrations are starting their own lineage, their own place in the world's cycle, away from their godhoods, but perhaps different. This culmination of an aberrant dragon, this is an egg of one. Obviously one of what of an oceanic theme.
Would an egg of this type be rarer than the purple dragon they had met earlier?
This is probably on par to a purple dragon. Perhaps even rarer in terms of sighting, at least, considering this would lie deep, deep, deep in the depths of an ocean. Probably not seen before. This is potentially one, if not one of the only eggs of this kind in this entire world.
Nail down. Okay. I'm probably going to contradict a bunch of what I just said, but I am taking possession of this egg.
Egg?
Look in the center of the water.
Oh.
That, my friend, is a dragon's egg, and a rare dragon's egg.
Oh my god. I was mainly focused on the fish. I didn't see the egg.
The noble stares in a sense of awe, but also a light sense of worry and urgency. He looks towards you, Ark. If I may, considering the gravity of the situation, what do you plan to do with this egg?
I'm just gonna look at it. As of this moment, I do not know, but I will not resign it to a fate that I fear is worse than what I could possibly provide for it.
I've never even seen a hint of what this could be.
Have I? I recognize it as a dragon's egg, though as specifically what specific type it is, I cannot say. That tells me that it is a rare dragon, and I will not allow one of my kin to become some sort of collectible.
Oh god. Collectible.
Look at the ornateness of this chest. Look at the ornateness of the chest. The careful planning of the contents. Somebody intended to keep this dragon. Somebody intended to make this dragon a trophy of theirs of sorts.
Like a reward?
More like a prized pet. I do not know who this egg was intended for, but I can guarantee you they will most likely not treat it well. I'm just gonna reach in and try and actually touch the egg.
You touch the egg, and it's hard, definitely solid upon your hands, almost like glass, actually, as you begin to lift and heave this egg. The foam coats your hands. It's non-stop excreting some kind of water or foam, constantly dripping down.
Some sort of aberrant species. Oceanic thing. This one may be as rare, if not rarer, than that purple dragon we spoke with earlier.
Oh god, her.
Rare.
And as such, someone would be willing to pay a very high price for something like this. And I'm sorry. I may only be half dragon, but I do not appreciate dragons of any type being sold into servitude.
I think that's a pretty fair statement, not wanting to sell your people, you know?
So I will I wish to take the egg with me, try and learn what I can about it, possibly try and return it to its native lands.
Or its owner.
Anyone
or,
here?
Not owner, or whoever. The eggs come from somewhere, someone, right? So what if we find the actual, parent?
Possibly. Some dragon species stay with their young, others tend to allow them to fend for themselves. Regardless, does anyone here dispute my claim to this egg? Just gonna look around at each person in turn.
I don't. I don't have a problem.
I have no problem with this.
By all means.
Well,
With that set in tow, then you bring upon the egg, placing it securely and very safely upon your large bag, and making room for it more than likely, having to attach some of your weapons to the side instead of inside the bag for safekeeping, making much more bigger use of your quiver, actually, with any spare arrows that you may have.
you would make any space possible to fit this egg.
And it is a very big egg still. It is quite heavy. Let's see. Let me see how heavy this thing is.
Are there any shipping labels on the chest?
On this chest in particular, or any chest?
On this one in particular.
This one seems to have a particular mark. This one marking... Actually, you've passed on a history check, I believe. This one is the mark of a beholder. A very known beholder amongst Waterdeep.
I think I know where this egg was going to.
Xanathar's mark.
Mind, do you have anything?
I don't think Arcanus was there when you met Xanathar, so...
I'm drawing blanks.
Either way.
I do have to say, I think priorities need to shift a little bit. Know what person perhaps wanted the egg, so we can be wary of it, and of course how to look after it.
Well, the person who wanted the egg was Xanathar.
I am
What,
unfamiliar
just
with this
remarking?
Xanathar.
Mm-hmm. One of the nobles of Waterdeep.
Well,
Who was
For
Xanathar
now-
again? The orb?
for now, the egg is staying with me. And we have matters we need to attend to. Namely, locating our lost friend.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing that.
So,
This does bring up an issue. What are we going to do about the egg while we're doing this? It's not like
That's
we
what I
can
mean.
bring the
How
egg
to
with us.
look after it. I don't think you'd want to cart the poor thing around.
responsibility. I will take care of it.
I'm just saying, if we get into another fight, you would be risking the egg.
I think dragon eggs are durable, aren't they?
Plus,
Anything is durable to an extent.
True.
there's also the
Anything can break.
there is also the fact that I am a ranged individual.
Oh, so you'd be at a distance anyways.
That may
If
not
to
always
prove
be the
Zol
case.
here, though, we are going down dangerous paths. And as much as you want to keep it on your person, perhaps it would be better elsewhere.
Well, a tavern.
I can
Or
potentially get in contact with my people, and we can leave it with them.
I think
Well, this
it
is
should
gonna-
be determined on where we go next from here.
Well, we were told where if our friend was possibly run to. Arcanus is going to look at Zoldrin. Question for you. Can you reset those locks and then be guaranteed to undo them later?
Who are you looking at for that
Zoldrin.
question?
Deku.
Look over the old locks. Could they easily be done and undone by me?
You did kind of just lock it in the normal way a key would. You could just relock them, correct?
I can manage it.
In that case, Arcanus is going to very carefully replace the egg within the chest into the water, lock it, and tell your friends to treat this chest with the utmost care. If it is damaged in any way, I will personally see to it that retribution is taken.
Jeez, he's serious.
Of course. And Zoran's gonna lock the chest again. Would you like both locks or just the first?
Both of them.
Both.
It's
And
gonna be the
Arcanus is going to
second one.
glance up, and Arcanus is going to glance over. We are talking about an innocent life, one of my kin. Of course, I'm going to be protective.
Hey, it's only fair.
Now, while Zoran contacts their friend to transport this, let's figure out our next plan of attack, and quickly.
Attack!
We have located one of the two missing friends. We need to figure out where the other one is. We were told which way they were going. More than likely, they're not going to be alone.
True.
Simply will follow that path.
Can.
Pro that paints, the real question is how much are you paying
So it's
per
been
gallon?
decided.
Get every
Where are you
low
heading
prices
next?
on bare paint stains and primers only at the Home Depot. And pros
Arcanus
get
is
up
going to look at their noble
20%
friend.
back in
Where did you say you last saw him running?
He's going to. Actually, better yet, do you have a map?
Zoran,
Hmm,
you have the map of the city, yes?
I do.
Let me see it for a second.
I'm gonna hand it over.
He'll find an empty crate that he can spread the map out on. Here you are. Here's where we are.
Okay. I think at this point we could take you over to the map itself. There's another group, I believe. Still in the same. Let me put you all over real quick. Sorry, I had to scroll down. It's a very big map.
You're fine.
How big is it?
You've seen the map.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Hold on. I have to look at the particular area.
So, just clarification. Each person took one of the.
Towards Zastro Street.
Each one of us has taken one of the silver bars. Yes.
Yes. Each
Yes.
one of you have one of the silver bars, worth 50 gold.
So should we add that to our sheets?
Yeah, no, please, by all means. In fact,
How much
I
do I weigh?
forgot. Let me add that to yours real quick.
Nope, I'm back on my computer. I'm good.
There you go.
I can't.
Each. You can?
Wait, no, I can't. Never mind.
Okay.
How much do they weigh? How much is one weigh?
They
10
weigh
pounds.
10 pounds.
Okay, so silver bar.
Yeah, they took them over
Sometimes.
to Zastro Street. Towards that way. I don't know what house in particular. Yeah.
Sorry, the bar is how much? 10?
10.
10 pounds.
Are we on the map? I'm still seeing where we just were.
No. We are going to go to the map when y'all choose to move out of this location.
Oh, we moving.
Let's go. Then let's go.
Oh yeah.
The sooner we can find our friends, the sooner we can get him back, and the sooner we can reacquire what we have found here.
Quick question. Out of Vex and Vic, who do I have more rapport with?
At what? Repeat?
Out of Vex and Vic, my two contacts,
Mm-hmm.
who do I have more rapport with?
I would say definitely Vic. Vic seems more easily... How do I best put this? Vic seems the most straightforward in terms of any agreement that you've made. And honestly, probably the more down-to-earth kind, which means more willing to pass on information to you, actually. You've kept your partnership very nice, very good, and in some ways, each other safe at times. Meanwhile, you don't necessarily know if Vex is willing to put out that amount of trust towards you yet.
Yep. Then someone would see where Vic is most likely located and motion
You
to...
actually would recognize that Vic herself is probably actually at the tavern you came from, the Gaping Maw.
Oh. If you guys do not mind us going back to the Gaping Maw, I believe one of my contacts might be there.
We can go. I mean, if honestly, our stuff is there anyways.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Okay.
can put down the paintings and everything while we're there.
Well, the painting's already been taken, but
Oh.
that sort of stuff.
So are we all going back to the Gaping Maw, depositing our items, and then going off?
Sounds like it.
Actually,
Be quick about it.
make me a history check real quick, Zola. Zoran. Okay, you all go. Taking another 3 to 4 hours, you all eventually do return to the form of the Gaping Maw. Not many people changed off from this at all. You don't recognize Rex being there, actually. Nevertheless, you enter many of the same people being. The moment you enter, the kobolds look back.
Lindsay's, yeah!
Arcanus is going to walk. At this point, Arcanus is going to be carrying the chest.
Actually, she would be over here.
I just realized, I meant to ask before we switch over. Can Lindsay have the old, be carrying the old chest? Like the one at the bars and
the
stuff?
one where the egg came from?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other chest? Yeah,
And they
that'll
have
be
paintings in the silver.
another 20 pounds then.
Oh, she's gonna go in the room and deposit it in there,
Okay.
along
You
with
could-
other things.
You just drag that over onto your back and then just kind of slump it down into the room, it being held and stored.
She
You
greets
notice
her.
the fact that the paintings are pretty much set upon side this table.
Where?
This table right here.
Okay.
It's set pretty much just against the table, all 4 of them.
She greets her kobold friends and goes on from there.
Arcanus, meanwhile, is going
For
to
them.
walk up towards the bartender
doesn't
But
seem
it's
too
not.
busy right now. Just kind of cleaning a cup.
Is that Rex? No.
What?
No, that was.
Not
What's
Rex.
this one's name again?
Durnan.
Durnan.
Uh,
Durnan.
What?
I have a question for you. How
All
much
right,
is it
shoot.
How much is it to normally rent out that room?
Usually about, I'd estimate, 5 silver a night.
Arcanus is going to set down 2 of the gold pieces. We have some very precious cargo that we want to make sure nobody disturbs. Can you ensure this?
You got 4 more nights, and that thing's guarded by my own flesh and blood. You can count on that.
Just like
Anybody
coins-
goes into that room without my fucking permission gets fucking belted out of here. Or down there, depending on how argumentative they want to be.
He'll still slide 2 gold coins. The
He gets an
contents
odd
of the contents of this chest, the one he's currently holding, I hold in the highest level of value and require the highest level of protection. Please.
He seems to give an odd, listen, I'll defend it like any other.
Thank you.
He gives an odd.
Then then Arcanus will just start making his way over to the room.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception.
8?
oh dear.
Alright.
You keep rolling 8s.
The fuck?
So at this point, Lindsay has like set down the items in the chest.
Arcanus is going to move over to the far back of this room and set the chest over here in this cabinet.
Oh wait, no, you're talking about the other one. Sorry,
The special chest.
special chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she puts the chest beside the paintings and she deposits her silver bar in their safekeeping.
Okay.
Do I happen to see Vic?
Yeah, actually, I'd say that you're around the area enough, it's easy enough. You spot Vic over here. Who seems to be, like, in conversation with this, blue dragonborn woman.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Okay, then, hey, what's up, Zol?
Hey,
What you
Vic.
doing around here?
I was looking for you, actually.
Oh, okay. Honey, could you leave us alone for a minute? I gotta do some business. The dragonborn woman respectfully nods and bows and moves over to the bar. Alright, shoot. You ain't gonna come to me unless you need something, or if you got something for me.
I got a special request for you.
She kind of gives a nod, and for anybody who cares to know, this seemingly young, still short as a goblin, but very plump-looking woman, actually. Yeah, no, she got cursed.
Short
But
stack.
with
She
dyed
got cursed.
purplish hair, clean face for a goblin, very clean face, with notable tattoos around her body, and this brownish cloak over her.
Oh, God.
This is the most well-kept goblin you'll probably ever see.
That girth.
She thick.
So,
Nothing else to see here besides that. If you would like to see the image for her, you can. I'm going to post it in No Mic.
Hey,
I'm not gonna
Hannah,
sketch you.
if you have anything to deposit in the chest, you can put it in there.
And No Mic is the look for her. Also, sketches in BRB.
Oh, well.
I have a special request for you, Vic.
Damn!
Well, take a seat. What's going on?
we have something we need guarded.
Oh?
Apparently, it's in the room that we're staying in. He's going to steadily point to the room with the tavern.
She twitches an ear towards it. Uh-huh.
And Zoran's quickly going to do a sketch of the chest and slide it over.
Now, this is a pretty damn fancy chest for yourself. But you don't usually order in for any guard work. What's the special occasion?
Well, how about I bring you over and show you personally?
Ooh, okay. Okay. I like the sound of that. Okay. Wait a minute. So you're asking me for help, though, right? You're asking me for garden?
Yes, I'm asking you for help, Vic.
Alright. You're actually very lucky. I have just the guardian for that, actually. It just so happens that my honey's here.
I'm honored to have such guard work.
Oh, you better. Alright. How about we meet you in that room there?
Of course.
She takes out a sending stone, whispers into it, gives a nod, and puts it away. Alright, let's go. To move away from all the walking and such, I'm just gonna drag her over.
Yeah.
And at that point, Lindsay and Hannah, you hear a knock at the door.
Lindsay covertly goes to the door. What's the password?
Looks towards Zoran.
Me.
What? What?
Lindsay, open up.
Okay, you know it's me. Opens the door.
Yeah, that password kind of sucks, though.
Yeah, it really does. Anyways.
Alright. What's good?
Hey, oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Hi. What's good?
You still my bisexuality?
Hey, yo!
You say that a lot.
Arcanus is just going to glance from the far corner.
Alright, so what you need guarded, huh?
I assume it's over there in the cabinet?
If you're talking about this special chest, yes, it's over here.
Over here, Vic.
Special chest. Ooh, booga booga. What's this special chest, anyway?
Same thing I drew you a picture of.
Looks like a fancy as fuck noble chest.
Arcanus is going to kind of glance to Zoran and ask, can we trust her to know the secret of what it holds?
I mean, I get most of my jobs from this one. Hasn't treated me wrong yet.
Arcanus is going to glance over at the goblin. This chest contains a rare dragon's egg.
She kind of just blinks. Oh shit. Oh shit! A dragon's egg!
See why I'm asking for your help, Vic?
Do we... Okay, serious question. Do we know what, as to the happenstance behind this egg? Because, you know, dragons don't usually just let people walk away with their eggs.
No, we don't. Without going into too much detail, we liberated it from a group of thieving Kenku.
It was going to Xanathar.
I broke my fork in their face.
Well, I could definitely guard it, so long as it's not a fucking dragon coming at my doorstep. Because if it is a dragon wanting their egg back, you know, I'm not gonna be able to handle that, right?
We just want to make sure nobody comes into this room or disturbs its contents while we're gone.
Oh shit, just ask Durnan then.
I already have, but extra protection is necessary given the
Extra
rarity.
protection besides Durnan, alright. I guess I could get down with that. Speaking of which...
I'm gonna go get another one.
Given the rarity and uniqueness of the contents of this chest.
It's when you open the door, on the other side, you see this large orc woman.
Ah! My bisexuality! Hi.
Hi. I was told to come here.
By who?
He's gonna raise an eye. Vic.
Ark's gonna glance up. Let them through.
Okay.
In case you're wondering, for the image of what you're seeing.
It's time.
Come on now.
Oh my. Okay, I don't think I could put that on stream, but
Anyways, because of the sensitive nature of the contents of this chest, I am wanting to be absolutely sure nobody comes in here or disturbs the contents of this room.
Give me a password. Make sure it's 3 words. And remember it. Even if you look like you, unless you say it, I'm not giving you back your egg.
Silver
enough.
scale, ocean, brother.
Make it rememberable to you. Silver scale ocean?
Silver scale, ocean, brother.
They're gonna write it down, put it into their tank top. Okay. Good enough for me.
Lindsay just
We're still. We
grabs
shall-
another fork off the table.
We should be back in a little while. We still have to locate our missing man.
I got another one.
You know
Oh
what
my
is in
gosh,
this
yes.
chest. You can understand why I am.
Yeah, no, I get
protective
it.
of it.
1
Very well.
minute. HD, make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check. How do I do that one?
Sleight of hand is amongst these skills like perception and stuff like that. It's in the
Oh.
S category.
So,
It's like the third from the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, it's not high enough to beat Durnan's perception. The fork floats up, stabs you in the hand. You take 1 point of damage before floating back to the table.
Wait, let's jump back down to 9 hit points.
All right. We have to be off, but we wanted to make sure that what we found so far was protected. You have my thanks.
Vic hops up to the big ass chair. Hey, yo, no problem. This chair comfy as hell. We'll make sure that it is guarded safely and well. Just
Thank
remember, you ain't getting it back unless you remember it.
Is why you two are my favorite people.
All right. Let's grab the others and let's go. Before the trail goes cold.
We'll be back.
They giving on.
Oh, Pat. I can wrap it.
Please.
Come on, you two. Let's get going. What happened to you?
The kobolds point at the fork. All of them.
I'm not going to ask questions. We are on the move.
Bandage your hand and let's go. Quickly, please.
I don't have time then.
So,
Just-
this is the funny part. Where are y'all going?
She pats the kobold on the
Gonna
back.
go back to the city and to the street that they were told. Go.
Okay, but do y'all remember specifically where y'all were supposed to go in the street? Make a history check, Zoran.
Wait, don't we all have? Because it was told to all
You
of
know
us at some
what?
point.
You know what? 3 of you can make history checks. 3 of you can make history checks.
I think it's so much
Lindsay's gonna
fun
do a
to
history check.
pick.
Okay, 19. Lindsay, you were the first to comment. Wait a minute, were we supposed to get your context to know where the fuck to go?
Yeah. She says that. I guess.
Right.
So, see, it's easy to move on, but if you have nowhere to move on to, then you can't move on, can you?
Zoran, being reminded between Ark as well as Lindsay a little bit. With your memory focused on too many things, you were reminded the fact that searching an entire city for the semblance of a sign of a well-hidden gang is not going to probably turn up any results. You need contacts to know where the hell you're going. Any semblance of rumors and such, you need a pinpoint location. And stuff that your contacts between Vic and, as well as Vex, can give you.
Does a 180, starts walking back.
Look, so Lindsay, doll, we could find a silverware kit
A silverware kit?
at the market.
How
that was
about
great.
this? Or how about this?
That sounds like a great idea.
Instead
One
of
at a
trying
time.
to steal one, why not just go and see if you can buy some silverware from the
Right.
bartender?
Alright,
That's what I
group,
just
before we're
said,
gonna get on to
silly.
Lindsay's addiction, onto Deku real quick.
I assume my party is following me back to the room.
No, they are
Okay,
not.
yeah,
They're
sure.
talking about
Oh.
silverware addiction.
Okay.
Deku, you're by yourself re-entering the room, looking at it. Oh, that was quick. What's good?
Okay, so
He's just gonna walk off.
we actually need a bit of information if we're going to find the person we are looking for.
I don't even know who the hell you're looking for, honey.
Go to
We
the
are
bartender
looking
real quick.
for Bloom Blackmar.
Bloom.
Hmm.
Ooh, you're getting involved with them. Okay, honey, that might cost you a bit of gold for that one.
Doesn't
It's
it
pretty
always?
juicy information. Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, come take a seat. Let's talk change. So, you're looking for Flume,
Hmm.
and I'm guessing you already know who he's kind of deep in with right now.
For the most part.
For the most part, alright. So, on the top of your head, just so I can kind of get a price down, what do you know so far?
This is where my bad memory comes into play. Doran would remember. Deku doesn't remember.
Okay, this might help everyone. A little bit of a recap. Floon, who had actually been intermittently and accidentally being mistaken for someone else, was kidnapped by Xanathor's guild members. In which case, they had taken him somewhere. Upon looking at his Xanathar warehouse, he realized that he was not here, but the noble that they mistook him for was there, and told him that they actually went to a different street, taking him in a different direction. Y'all don't know where specifically in that city that he was taken to, but with some contacts, you might just be able to find out the location where Floon is to rescue him. All being pretty much hired by Volo to do this.
Zoran would explain this.
Alright, that's about right. For this information, I'm gonna charge you not too much, about 6 gold.
Let's slide it over.
Ooh, okay. Alright. She's gonna count it. Alright, honey. So, the sewers. They took him down into the sewers to help transport him between locations. My bet, they're probably gonna have to make a lot of stops for break and rest. The sewers are not easy place to navigate, and without a good navigator, it's gonna take them a while. But yeah, no, they down in the sewers right now. I have contacts and ears everywhere, honey. They have not left those sewers yet. However, it has been a bit of time, and it's gonna take you a couple hours to get there. You best be hurrying and running back now. I'll know when they are, but I won't be able to inform you quick enough.
Here's my stick.
Mm-hmm. Go on. Before the business become old news.
Mm-hmm. Sewers, let's go.
Hey, bartender, can I have a fork, please?
$3 gold.
Three gold?
That's because you tried to swindle me out of one twice.
2.
He's gonna glare. 3.
We're doing this shit again. Okay.
Lindsay!
Yeah.
It's okay if
Come
you don't
on.
want to buy it. We could find one on the market somewhere else later, though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because
We'll
3
make sure it's
gold
good
for.
quality. Trust me, I've seen some very funny goblins and orcs using utensils. Very creative. I'll support it.
Shoots a mean glare. 3 fuck.
We're heading out.
Hey.
Grab your forks and let's go.
I can't. They're 3 gold.
It's okay, worst case scenario. I've got a mess kit.
Ooh. Okay.
That does contain a fork.
I've used it to eat, though. Does that matter?
I don't know.
If you use that fork, it has less durability, but it's a fork.
Takes it.
Even a stand fork.
I can make modern day items into amazing weapons.
For Tiamat's sake.
We're already through the doorway. Where are you?
Imagine it like Hannah, arm over shoulder, hand out towards the horizon. There's so many forks out there, doll. We'll find one.
Okay.
Alright,
Hope you guys are wearing clothes you don't care about too much.
I'm fine.
let's go before your contact's information runs cold.
Ew.
With that, you begin making your way. It is on the same street, an entrance to the sewers. Effectively, a tunnel that reaches downward. Again, Vic's information was good. She set you up with a location to check amongst that street, and it does lead to an entrance. Notably marked with several lines of chalk. Perhaps a sign as to what passages to take. Regardless, is there anything y'all wish to do before stepping down into this depth?
Nope. The sooner we can get down there, the sooner we can find him, the sooner we can get back.
Okay. You step into the sewers. A putrid stream flows along this sewer tunnel, which leads in 2 directions, as far as you can see. There is no light here, but all those with dark visions can see amongst the distance.
Blink, blink.
If anyone wishes to light a torch, let me know now.
I probably want to use my cantrip again.
I would be
Cast
hesitant on
light.
lighting anything down here. Blech. The stench is probably explosive at this point.
Lindsay would light 2 of her torches and them to the group.
Handing
Let's
amongst.
not-
Continue.
As she's the only one who could see, I don't want her. She doesn't want her to. How did? God, wow. She doesn't want her friend.
Raynar would take one up as he kind of looks towards the other group. Based upon the layout and looks of these very old sewers, the last thing we want to do is trip, fall, and or hurt ourselves and get infected.
Exactly.
We're gonna need light. Thank you.
There you go.
Zor's going to pick up a rock, cast light on it, and hands it dark.
Arcanus will take one of his torches and strike it up too. Very well.
Yep.
Let's...
Anna will cast light on her holy symbol.
With all of you having the depth and ability to see, you look upon the sewers. With the exuberant amount of different places, you again to see the same putrid stream. In one direction, you see a tiny symbol drawn on the wall with yellow chalk. A palm-sized circle with 10 equidistant spokes radiating from each of the circumference. A recognizable sign for one of you. There's a left and a right, one marked with chalk. Which direction are you going?
If any
I
of you
assume we're
guys say
following
we
the
split
chalk.
up and search for clues, I will beat you.
No. After our first
Why
encounter at the
would it be
warehouse, I am not keen on splitting up. Can Arcanus examine the chalk marks to see if they are actually some form of written language, or are they more just symbols?
You can identify that this is more or less a symbol. A language would indicate multiple different signs and letters. This is one equal drawing mixed with different parts of it.
If I'd have to venture a guess, I'd say these marks outline their path. Markings
Okay.
that they can quickly identify, especially if they're being chased or chasing someone. I say follow the mark.
That's a pretty sound idea.
Any objections?
Say it now for I hold your peace.
Zolren,
Yes.
make me a history check. This is based upon your profession.
My brother in Christ was with all these 8s.
Oh my
Would
god.
I get an advantage because it's based on my profession?
Yes, but it'll probably take you another 10 minutes of inspection.
If you guys give me 10-ish minutes, I can probably decipher the exact meaning.
Very well. Work as quick as you can.
A 14, I'll say, is enough. You've been doing this for a long time. And while it takes a minute to jog certain memories back, you could recognize certain smuggling signs as well as practices based upon your memory from hunting them, as well as perhaps using these tactics yourself. You would probably know that this is the type of symbol work that would be erased every few days. But they are not, which means you can also identify that members of this guild are probably still either lurking in these sewers or at a hideout in it, still within. The fact that it isn't erased also proves that Floon would be here, but it also means that he will not be alone by any stretch of the means.
I hope you guys are ready for a fight. Boone is definitely here somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll
damn
be
it.
honest, I'm still a bit scratched up.
These markings tend to disappear over a few days, but considering this is still here, the sewers
You
are
get this
actively being
fresh.
used.
Given everything that's happened with us, I think mayhaps taking an hour to find a place for us to settle down and to take a break would be more preferable. Some of you look a little cut up. How about we treat to those before we enter into potential fight? I hate to say it, but Floon might just have to hold out. There's no point if we all fall because of it.
That is fair. I don't have much of my magic. Use it all in that one fight.
Very well.
And I'll go fast, and if you sit down for a bit, I'll make sure. Good.
See if we can find a semi-dry place to hunker down for a bit.
I agree.
Okay.
I've been in water.
As you move deeper down into the sewer, you see a lot of the same markings marked, and you follow them, but you recognize the fact that you might run into these people too early. Are you choosing to find a path alongside the trail of the chalk, or are you trying to take a different path in hopes of finding a better place to rest?
It'd probably be best for us to not follow the chalk and finding a place to rest currently.
Keep a reminder of where the chalk lines are. But yes, let's spread out a little and see if we can't find a little alcove or something we can sit in.
Moving into a different patch and area, you do eventually come across this little alcove area, more than likely used for field works or for cleanings. But it is dry, it is flat, and enough for you to rest on. Y'all take a short rest. Do y'all know how to do a short rest?
There's short rest labeled inside the thing.
Yeah.
Click.
There you go.
I don't get anything back on a short rest. So it's
I-
always.
I clicked it and it didn't do anything.
Same with me.
It heals you.
Same.
Oh, it
You would
heals me?
have your hit dice. You would have your hit dice to use effectively. So to explain this for you, HD, directly,
Right.
every level you get a number of hit dice actually,
Okay.
for your character. Right now, Lindsay being level 1, they only have 1 hit dice to roll. But that hit dice effectively is a D8, so you can heal 1 D8 using a short rest every day. And some of your stuff, like your spells, come back on a short rest. Say, for instance, before you had used Witch Bolt. You used up your 1 spell. But with a short rest, you can get that 1 spell back.
Yeah.
You're just resting for an hour. So, there you go. You have all of your HP, because you were at 9 HP out of your HP. So you're back up to 10, and you have your spell back.
I think I'm
How about for Arcanus?
doing it.
Mm-hmm.
How about for
So
our?
I just click the button and I've got stuff back.
1 minute. For clerics, it's a little different. This is because HD's a warlock, and warlocks use short rest for spells. For clerics,
I keep clicking on that one when I click on my thing. Sorry.
you get things like your channel divinities back on your short, on your short rests. But beyond that, you don't get your spell slots back until a long rest.
Wow, dang.
Yeah, so you would get a channel divinity back, but you'd have to
get
get
my
channel
health back?
divinity. You'll get your health back, equal to your hit dice. For instance, there's a thing that says below temporary hit points that says hit dice. You would roll that, and you would get 7 hit dice back from this. So you're back up to your max HP.
Cool.
Yeah?
Damn, fellas, I'm gonna be useless in this one.
Right
It
there
is
with
what
you.
it is.
How about for Arcanus?
For Arc,
It would just be a hit dice because he doesn't have spells.
for
hit
a
dice.
ranger short rest, you get your health back for the most part.
DC 10 plus 2 plus 6. Yeah, I'd be
I
back
am-
up to 12. What
I
about
am very curious. When will I get an opportunity to do crafting and stuff? Because that's kind of what
You can
gotta
do
rely
that
on.
at any point utilizing crafting. You just have to let me know when you're doing it.
question?
The only time you can't craft something is when you're in combat.
How about my
While people are resting, could I do that?
Yes, you can actually.
how about my
Like, I
breath
know it's
weapon?
not
Do
too
I
much
have
time,
that back?
but that would.
Let's see the rules for your breath weapon. And go ahead, Sketchy.
What kind of things am I allowed to craft in the short rest?
Being a cleric and knowledgeable, especially proficient with herbs, you are able to craft these different things. Let me send the list to you, actually, into your DM.
Thanks.
I believe your breath weapon comes back on a short rest.
I believe it should, being a Dragonborn, yes.
And he's got his bolt. He's got his cold breath back.
I believe it should list you in your abilities. Let's see here. Breath weapon. Yeah, it's completed on a short rest, so you got your breath weapon back.
Right. In that case, he's going to spend the remainder of the hour checking his bow because he remembered the one misfire he had. Checking to see if it's damaged or not. Hello?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, thought I lost sound again. So yeah. During this short rest, he's going to check his bow, make sure it's not damaged or close to snapping on him.
Okay. I'd say you out of combat, you can do that at any point. Okay. Currently at level 1, using your kit especially, I'm going to give you these 3 different items.
If I see Hannah doing some crafting, I would offer a bit of help with my own herbalism kit. They're using it.
Hell yeah.
These are some basic craftables, and you will have to go to the store and buy these items at some point.
So I can't craft them right now?
You cannot craft them right now.
When
You
will
have
I
the
get an
kit
opportunity
to
to go to the
make it.
stores and buy the stuff?
You have the kit to make them, but you don't have the items necessarily to yet use them.
You've
Right
got the tools
now-
with the ingredients.
Exactly.
When am I able to go and buy ingredients and stuff?
At any point, really. So you're near a market, effectively. The moment you get out of the sewers, you can at any point do it. It's not timed. Y'all choose to do it, I'll say you go and do it.
I would have wanted to do this a while ago.
I would say you would probably have a little bit of time beforehand. So how about this? You send me a list of things and DMs at your will that you are going to be willing to buy, and I'll tell you how much it is and how much of it you can get with the amount of gold that you have. Sound fair?
Right now?
Right now. You would have had time throughout your travels to have went out and bought this. So I'll say right now, just send me the what you'd want to buy, and I'll say how much of it you can get with your current gold. Sound good?
Yeah. I'll put the budget in there and the intended item ingredients.
These are what each of them do. For a healing salve, it does 1d8 healing if they rest for an hour, so you don't have to actually use your hit points. Or if you're running out of hit points and you want to rest again, if you use healing salves, you can also heal them. For bandages, they stop bleeding and allow for braces to be made. With a basic antidote, it cures poison up to DC 13. And as you level up in Cleric, you allow for more recipes. Okay, Sketcher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for these materials, for two bandages, it would be 3 silver. For 2 salves, it would be 6 silver. For 1 antidote, it would be 8 silver.
Okay, cool. I would happily purchase the stuff to be able to make these during the travels.
Okay. Let me do a bit of math here. All in all, it will cost you 16 silver or 1 gold and 6 silver.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You can add that into your inventory.
Yep, done.
Understood. So, with all your short rests done and complete, everyone ready?
Yep.
All right.
Standing
You
by.
continue follow the path downwards into the sewer. Eventually, looking upon, there seems to be more directions. This time, it is a left and a right marked with the same chalk. Which path do you choose to take? The left path seems to lead down into a longer corridor with no other paths between the left and right, and it's too distant to see where it would lead to. The right one has a few alternative paths, with a left and right doorway potentially leading into different areas.
Arcanus is gonna look at the markings to try and see if he could tell which one of them, if either of them were made more recently.
Make an investigation check.
May I assist him?
Sure. Either advantage or each of you roll one.
Damn it!
Ooh.
We're all rolling investigation checks?
By the looks of it.
No.
I was assisting.
Bam. Fuck.
Alright, that's the third roll. My roll is
Don't-
re-up party. With a 21. You could tell the factor of the right might lead in some either distracting ways or more or less probably storage. If you're going to hold somebody, it's going to be on a longer passage where you can get more cover. So it has to be the left side. So this has come to my question. Who is at the front of the group and who's at the back?
I would think with this action, Zolrin and Ark would be front and center.
Mhm. That would make sense to me.
Okay.
Which would mean Lindsay, Hannah, and their noble friend if he was following behind them.
Alright. So that would mean... Hannah, would you be in the middle, or would Lindsay be in the middle?
Lindsay,
Hmm.
if need be, Lindsay can be. If there's any objections, if there's objections, then we'll be behind.
I think Hannah would be towards the back.
Okay. Hannah, you will be in the very back then.
Say Jill's in the middle.
Okay.
I'd have to venture
With
to guess.
that- Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, Arcanus was just going to say, if I'd have to venture to guess, I'd say they were probably holding them this way, pointing to the longer corridor rather than the one with branching paths.
Okay.
That would
You
make sense.
move over towards the long branching corridor of the sewers. My last question. Are any of you sneaking or are you rushing in?
I would think. I would
Sneaking.
Probably being
sneaking would. Sneaking, I think, would be the answer. However, not sure how sneaky we'd all be with torches and light up rocks in our hands.
Well, I think sneaking would also apply to, like, approaching a situation calmly rather than just jumping in, fucking guns blazing.
Mhm.
Fair.
So, if any of y'all are sneaking, y'all can roll as a group, or y'all can roll individually.
So is that stealth?
Mm-hmm. That'd be stealth.
I
Individually
will
again,
roll for
or-
myself, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all can roll for yourselves then.
I'll roll for myself.
Bam.
Not a bad roll.
And nothing below a 10.
So
Nothing
far.
below a 10. You believe that this is probably your best attempt at stealth, as not even the splashing of the water can be perceived by too many ears. Y'all continue, and y'all are in free form from here. I will move Raynar where I believe he's best fit to be placed.
Arcanus is going to raise his hand, make a shh gesture, and then they follow him.
I just
Turning
realized
the
I saw
rest
the
of-
rat. Or the
You
mouse.
still have the rat with you. The rat is ironically being quiet as well.
Sweet.
You look through this deep, almost central hub kind of area as you begin to farther forward. It leading to a culmination of different paths for you.
There's nothing that you guys can trip on anyways. It's clear. You're treading lightly, but nothing
Living
much.
Master is not what I'm worried about. It's more anyone else down here.
Well, that's another thing. But way's clear.
A right and a left for you.
Arcanus is going to look for any marks, chalk marks.
No more chalk marks. Not a single one.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to see this? Because I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I can kind of see.
You do see
something
the
here.
outline of a goblin there. Again, all freeform.
I don't know if it's on purpose or not.
Being able to perceive, you see a goblin with his back turned, seemingly leaning against an open crack of the wall.
He's always want to try to sneak past Ark for a second.
Go scooch over, give him space.
Going into another crack, you see another goblin in the room. No, kind of looking through some assortment of stuff.
Ark's going to reach back and just very gently tap Zolran on the shoulder and point through the crack.
Want to peek through the crack.
Noticeably as well, as right here seems to be a door, actually.
Ark's gonna hold up his hand and kind of signal everybody back down the tunnel a little bit. He's gonna tap on Zolran's shoulder and kind of
Be someone with.
This is supposed to last us a month.
once they are effectively out of earshot of these goblins, Ark's gonna speak in a whisper. All right, I saw a doorway, but at least 2 goblins. Shh, quiet. I don't know if these goblins are part of the same group, or they just happen to be here by happenstance. But I did see a doorway, and I think that could be our best bet.
I assume we're talking like over here.
Yeah, like I would assume, like if we're once we're
Again,
far enough back,
I will allocate where you are on the map based upon with the perceptions, everything. So, be very notable where you are on the map.
So, the way I see it, we have two options. One, we try and sneak our way through the door, or 2, we try and take out those 2 goblins as quietly as possible to prevent them raising any sort of alarm.
That depends if they're on the group or not. But given as I heard one of them talking about their supplies supposedly trying to last them a month, I'd assume so.
Mm.
I think it's fair to say that we're kind of in the belly of the beast now. We're at where we're supposed to be.
Very well. Let us see
If
if
you
we
guys
can...
think you can take one out at a time while staying hidden.
I think I could get my arrow through one of the cracks.
I can potentially try to stab one from through the crack, but that's the best I can offer.
Anyone have any other suggestions? Anyone offering?
I don't. I do
Go on.
have another 4. An arrow too. So if you lose the first one, you can grab mine. I'll sacrifice my fork, quote unquote.
All right then.
Should we attack the top or the bottom one?
Let us split our focus. Try and take them both out at once.
I'd rather us focus one, so we can guarantee take one out before focusing on the other. Because if we attack both, we could potentially just alert both of them.
Easy to say as well. I could slip my rapier through and get the one up at the that passage there.
I could
It's
also,
quick,
if I
it's
have line of
precise.
sight-
If I aim for the throat, what was that,
Alright.
Hannah?
If I have line of sight, I can do the mushroom thing again.
Goblins aren't very well known for being durable creatures. I think if we get one good shot in on each of them, all the better.
Alright, then how about this? You 2, he points to the noble and Nana. You 2 focus the one up there. Zoran, you and I will take the other one. I will try and hit it with an arrow. You try and get it with something in case I miss. You 2 focus the other one with your rapier and your mushroom spell.
I can stand in between both attacking parties and count it down, so that way it can be done at the same time. Because if one of you guys count and take one out, one of you will have a delay, and that might give him a chance of opportunity.
How about this? We're going to be in visuals of each other. How about we turn to look at each other as a group, and one moment both of us have a thumbs up ready, then we count down 3 seconds.
Very well.
Works for me.
Understood.
Lindsay will be our signaler then.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move into positions quickly and quietly.
Right?
Shouldn't hurt yourself. Wait.
Yep, you're good.
Lindsay has definitely caught eye of both of them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She would hand
Hannah?
gesture.
You would move right here. Hannah, are you able to see them from right here?
I see one.
He gives a nod. Alright.
Can you two scoot down a little bit so I can slip through?
He can... I'll have him move up a little bit just to get... Actually,
Up a minute, huh?
Scoot back a little bit so Zolran can actually crouch down and an arc can just fire over him.
I'll permit it.
Lindsay
I
also
have a
crouches
question.
down but puts her hand in the air.
Okay.
I have
So,
a
He's too
question. Am I
far.
able to give guidance
Sparkle.
to someone while we're preparing?
guidance would not help him for an attack roll. It would be the bless spell.
Ah, okay. Wait.
Guidance would help on an ability check like perception and such.
Oh,
Not for an
okay.
attack roll. Bless is where you do attack rolls and saving throws. Overall, Raynar seems to be in position and ready.
Would I be able to jump from here?
It would... The goblin has half cover, so you would, but the goblin has a +1 to its AC.
Okay.
But beyond that,
But we
likely
would
to
have
hit
the
him.
advantage hit, correct?
He does not see you. You would have advantage.
Ark will knock an arrow and draw it back.
Raynar gives the thumbs up.
Arcanus nods and is clear.
Lindsay, when time is right, drop her hand.
So far, the DC to beat for your attack rolls is 16. Roll well, roll good. Everyone, give me your attack roll. Nice.
Oh,
So even if I miss, Solrin gets him.
They'll just do like a normal attack.
You do, what spell are you using?
Toll of the Dead.
Toll the Dead.
Cantrip.
It should be in your attacks. Toll the Dead. There you go. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw. To which he fails with a 7.
Yeah.
In which case, he takes technically 1d12, roll 1d12 necrotic damage as he's been damaged by Raynar.
Like this?
7 damage. Okay. Has anybody not attacked?
Nope.
Lindsay's
Okay.
not in a position to attack.
With all of that, this is how it plays out. Starting with Raynar and Hannah. Raynar effectively, quickly grabs the back of the head of the goblin and pierces his rapier through the back of its throat. Before it can squirm out of the hold, a bell is heard in its own head as mushrooms begin to seep in, pungent out, and rip apart the goblin from the side. This goblin, deceased and decayed now, slumps against the wall, dead. Meanwhile, Zolrin, notably, this thing is 10 feet away from you. In order to hit with this scimitar, you would have had to thrown it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You toss and you curve, spinning the scimitar through the air, slicing across the back and neck of this goblin, turning him towards y'all, but not long enough for him to call out as Ark, your arrow shot pierces him straight through the skull, the arrow still embedded between both ends. He falls to his knees, dead immediately. Not even a sound made.
Ark's just gonna nod. Alright. Good job, everyone. Come on, let's go.
Thorin, unable to move through this crack, your scimitar is inside this room. You do not have it currently.
Alright. Before Ark moves towards this door, he's gonna kind of look down this way to see if he can see any sort of entryway into that room.
Looking on, there seems to be a doorway, potentially, peering from the room itself. There was a doorway, but you know that there's now a large amount of rooms all on this side. You don't know where or what entryway will present it to you, but you know that there is one. Probably moving deeper within the sewers are multiple paths, perhaps even leading downward. As you move over and you look over towards this end, keep in mind, you're wading through about what you can see to be 1 foot deep of water and sewage. The main sewer tunnel expands into a circular hub with a pair of arrow slits carved in each of the outer walls, the which you've killed the goblins from, directly from across from each other. 2 patches continue between the north and the south. A stone door is set right here on the ledge of the west. However, I would like to say, who is keeping an eye out just in case? Anybody who's keeping a perception check. Again, like you can move, other things can move too.
Lindsay.
So who's keeping the eye out for a distance?
Lindsay.
Lindsay would be our best bet.
Alright.
I'm also at the
Lindsay.
back, so.
All right,
I'd also
Lindsay
try
and
and
Hannah.
keep an eye out.
Both of you make me a perception check. At this point as well, by the way, Sketchy, you can use guidance on one of the two of you.
And
I would give it to
bam.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, perception check 20, nice. Make that with an extra 1d4.
1d4. So dicey. 4.
Both of you with a
Jesus Christ.
24 are keeping a keen eye out. Hannah, you're able to even see a little bit beyond, using your ears, not just your eyes, to hear the depths of the tunnelways amongst everything else. But not only that, leading towards the south, actually, you recognize the elements of a hidden door upon the passage here. Right here.
Right where? Sorry?
Well, nothing?
You look upon the elements of what is to be a hidden door leading southward.
Oh, I would tap on Lindsay's shoulder. Look over there. You see that? It's like, well, I guess you wouldn't know what it was like back in the swamps. That's like a hatch thing. Hidden door.
Ooh.
Most likely.
So,
DM?
free flow. Yes.
Temporarily, since Zolrin no longer has a scimitar, Arcanus is unstrapping his mace and giving it to Zolrin to use instead.
Okay. Zoran, I'll drag a mace prefab into your sheet.
Meanwhile, while Hannah is looking and noticing that hidden door, he's going to look at the stone door here for any sign, for any method in which it could be opened.
This is not the hidden door. The hidden door
No.
seems to be moving further down south.
Yes,
actually.
I know, but you said that right here we did notice a large
A
stone door. Yes,
It is
so
true.
Arcanus is going to be examining that.
It's a stone door, like in your with a handle placed, movable, and potentially quietly moving as well as you reach the stone floor.
If anybody has any better ideas, anyone?
I don't.
By all means.
Sketchy, does Hannah say anything about the hidden door?
Yeah, she would say it a bit quietly, though.
The hidden door, seen by both Lindsay and Hannah, being right here.
She would try her best to point at where she's noticed it.
Ark will go and try and examine the area.
The door, looking a little no different actually between the regular concrete pathways that the sewers lead through, but you do notice the slight hint of the outline of a large, pretty much rectangular to square shape. Potentially a sliding door.
So always want to try to slide it. That's quite easy, yeah.
It slides up, making a small amount of noise at first, but not enough to cause any alarm as you kind of push. You push it forward and it seems to slide up. Barely making the passage. You peer through to be a doorway.
He's always going to check, see if the door is locked.
This door does not appear to be locked.
He's going to put his ear to see if he can hear anything from behind it.
You push your ear in and through, and you do hear the slight sounds of thumping off in the distance.
Can I gauge about how far?
Make me a perception check.
My passive is 15 if it matters.
Your passive may be 15, but this is you focusing in. Your passive works for when you are in generally not looking at an area. Perception goes in when you're specifically trying to listen for something and or see something.
Right. Just in case.
Oh.
Ooh, natural 1. You put your ear against the door. And with a natural 1, the door slightly slides. Thankfully for you, there seems to be nothing yet noticed upon the other side. If there was, you would believe if someone else that you had not killed, or perhaps even if there were other people within this room, they would have heard you. You are saved this time.
Ark's gonna move up behind Zoran. He's gonna knock another arrow and just signal to Zoran, nice and slow.
Want to grab the others?
Ark will kind of step back out and just kind of wave. This way. Quick. Quiet.
They give a nod. Looking upon this room, actually, the hideout contains some sort of secret room, so it would seem, from the Xanathar lair. In the middle of the otherwise empty room is a stone pillar carved with a small symbol, a perfect circle with 10 equinsent spokes radiating outward from each of the circumferences. In the middle of the circle is a smaller circular indentation that bears a passing resemblance to a lidless eye. If the stone eye, for the most part, seems to be opening on, it seems more or less open like an 8-foot tall eye, in a sense, for the middle passway.
Zol's want to try the door up here, assuming it's where his scimitar is.
It would be, as you open the door. Scimitar sitting right there, in the middle of the room.
Yoink. It's Arc back to me.
Yoink.
Okay. Picking it back up. It's well placed in your inventory once more. You hear that thumping now, once again. It could be from any of these rooms, so it would seem.
Gonna walk back and make a 3 West fingers. 3 doors.
3?
2 single, 1 double.
Ah, this is so...
Should we clear out the 2 single doors first before going to double?
DM question. Would we be able to tell whether those thuds are from somebody's footsteps or from somebody, like, knocking against a wall?
It is definitely not footsteps. Those would be far too light at this point. It's more or less as if somebody's taking a bat to something, or someone's using hands, fists. It's like someone's beating against something.
Can I use my weapon knowledge to discern that?
Actually, hang on. Could I make a roll of some sort to tell if there's any sort of pattern to the tapping? A sort of Morse code, even.
This isn't necessarily Morse code. It's too uneven or spoken. If this was Morse code, it would be speaking in gibberish right now. What was that, HD?
Can I with the weapon knowledge, can I discern that it sounds like a weapon?
Good observation, actually. Go ahead and do me a general intelligence check. Just click on the intelligence button in your stats.
Intelligent. Christ, okay.
You try to think deeper into it, and suddenly your mind seems to wander, actually. In fact, you kind of get lost in space for a moment, kind of drooling, daydreaming, so it would seem. Raynor has to kind of push you forward a little bit. He's like, hey, are we moving? Lindsay.
Sorry.
Okay, From their position, would Ark be able to tell from which direction the thumping is coming from?
Again, this is a sewer. Noise echoes everywhere. Make me a perception check to see where you can allocate the sounds, listening very closely.
Please.
16. It is from this doorway.
That thudding sound is coming from over that way. He says, pointing towards the double doors.
We should probably check these 2 rooms just to be safe.
Agreed. Let's clear the side rooms first.
I have a very silly question. How does Eyes of the Grave work exactly? Is it just I can sense undead if I'm doing that wacky check?
If you're doing the wacky check, as we do say in the prime grade now these days, as the hip kids say, Eyes of the Dead.
And can I do that stealthily, or is that like a nah?
No, this is just an innate sense to you. You could do that as stealthily as you wish. You effectively get a sixth sense for the aspects of undead around you. You can even slightly detect where they're located in.
Yeah, I think my girl would just want to do that.
How would
Good
you
old
visually display you
paranoia.
using your channel divinity? I'm interested to see how you would aspect or turn that on in your own.
Oh, channeling divinity. And I've got my little holy symbol and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I can imagine just like probably holding on to that and murmuring or something.
Speaking in the essence of a prayer underneath your own breath, you hold tight the symbol close to your chest. Speaking in patterns even, as you coalesce the aspect of the mark, it seems to make a almost sort of sound. As suddenly as you open your eyes again,
I'm getting a
your
call,
level of
course.
detection...
So I'm getting a call.
Of course. Meanwhile, while they're doing that, are any of y'all doing anything else?
Ark's gonna... Well, first off, Ark will have taken his club back, his mace, now that Zolran has the scimitar, and they'll probably be moving towards this door here first.
Okay. You move to this door. Do you try to open it?
Go check if it's locked first.
This door... Let me check. Cupid. It does appear to be locked.
Gonna move, see if
Overall,
there's-
you look at it and look at the stone door, this time with a bit of, like, a recognizable doorway lock to it.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back.
It
Zolran
will
and I
need to
were
be
just
using a
investigating.
thieves' tool or a pair of keys to enter through this doorway. Back to Hannah, though. The moment you open your eyes from gazing upon, your connection with the grave seems stronger. You open your eyes once more. You don't feel any sense of undead radiation around you beyond that of what's already passed. Looking this way, the sense of death already taken hold for 2 of them, but you recognize that they don't seem to be coming back or moving anymore.
Oh my
They are
God,
passing
good
on.
eyes.
Alright, so we know this door is locked. Looks like Zolran's going to go examine this one now.
Okay.
Also, I got called from the hospital. I gotta go now.
Understood. I will pilot Hannah for the moment.
Thank you.
Take care.
Alright, good
Looking
luck,
through
bye.
this doorway, Zolran, this does not seem to be locked at all.
Gonna motion for Art to come over here.
Ark will move up behind Zolran. Again, draw his bow and be ready.
Going to slowly try and push it open.
Okay, for this one, it seems to be sleeping quarters of some kind. Straw pallets lie on the floor with rusty manacles are bolted to the walls, either to probably hold prisoners.
Nobody in there?
Nobody in there.
Empty. He's gonna walk back to the one that's locked.
Ark will carefully let out the tension but still keep the arrow nocked ready to draw again.
Pull these tools out of his boot and try to quietly undo the lock.
You undo this lock, and so far, it seems to be a similar room with straws but in bolted chains. Except for this one, there seems to be a miniature desk set here with cards and gold strung about.
Somebody's private chambers.
Seems so.
So far, it seems to be 4 gold sitting on the table.
And the cards?
Standard poker playing cards.
Just wanted to grab the gold. Try to
Okay.
recruit some of the ones that he spent to get information.
So far,
Alright. Alright. That leaves one more door to deal with. Well, technically 2, I suppose.
Lindsay, actually.
Yes.
Setting foot deeper into this entryway, looking around, with you having a 24, much like Hannah before, you actually spot this looking through there.
Where?
This seems rather familiar.
She walks over.
This looks like another doorway.
There's
A
another
heavy one.
doorway here.
Another one?
How many doorways are there?
Easy.
Oh, sorry.
Gonna see if this opens.
Lindsay also
No.
sort of just like,
Pushing, pulling it, there's no way that this seems to be opened by any physical means upon the door itself.
Right.
Probably the exit.
can I roll perception?
You may roll perception.
She's trying to look,
Investigation, this one, actually.
sorry, investigation. She's trying to look into the door, see if there's anything specific about it that may aid an open.
15. Looking upon this, you look around, there's no connection made to the door, so it has to be somewhere else where the button would need to be pressed, or whatever lever needs to be pulled. And then you recognize, wait a minute, this seems to be the only eye-like statue centered in this room. Quite a peculiar thing just to put into a room like this, right?
She, oh fuck, I was about to say investigates, but I think I require another roll.
You look over it. Overall, it seems to be a statue with a bunch of eye symbols on it, with made upon a pillar.
This might open it. Are
Do you
they?
figure?
Are the eyes in like any sort of order?
Yeah, well, the eyes each facing north, south, east, west.
We may not want to mess with something we don't know, though. If we fuck up, it might be bad.
It's true.
Plus, we do not know what is through those doors there, glancing to the double doors. But we know something or someone is making a bit of a racket in there. Last thing we would want is to alert them.
So let's see if it's locked.
It does not appear to be locked.
Let's clear the area first, then come back and see if we can figure this puzzle later.
Got a mission for everyone to get ready.
Mark will move up and, again, have his bow in hand and ready.
Let's see.
Lindsay
if
takes
people
out her arrow.
Gonna
All right.
try to peek into the room.
You slide the door. Make me one sleight of hand check to move this door without being spotted as you're just trying to peek through. Mm. 10. As you open up this doorway and passage, you, in fact, and see Flume. And this other person, it seems, there. Looking like Floon, he himself having been beaten a little bit with a stick, by the looks of it, a bat even. You look into the room itself. Threadbare curtains hang on the east end of the wall, the long hall in the middle of which a muscular half-orc in dingy robes, being this one right here, stands. Within a foot of the chest of a male human with wavy red blonde hair. Fire burns around the orc's clenched fist, and each victim cries and squirms helplessly beneath them. Seated on a raised platform to the south end, as you try to look, is a large, white-eyed, rubbery, purple skin with 4 tentacles enriching its inhuman mouth. It cradles and gently caresses what looks to be an debodied brain within a feet. You know these creatures. You fear these creatures. This is a mind flayer. And just as you peek to him, he looks around and spots you, Zolrin. What do you do? Now notice that you're being watched and looked upon by this eldritch-looking creature. Keep in mind, the rest of you don't see this. He's peeking through the cracks of the doors, trying to look through.
Yeah, that's why I don't say anything.
Yeah, but we can also probably determine that Zorin kind of freezes up the moment the
I'll say you see him go a little paler.
His eyes are opened wide.
Ark's going to notice this change in his stance, and he's going to slowly draw his arrow back.
It's at this point you would be able to hear Grimshar speak. Nilur! What should we do? It's at this point that the Mind Flayer raises a hand immediately. Silence! We are having guests, it seems.
Do any of us hear them speaking?
You hear it almost squeamish, almost watery voice speak outward. Notably as well, the moment you do so, and the moment he snaps, you all hear plain as day, clear in your minds, not from words being spoken. We have guests in the main room. Come greet them. You've been spotted, and anyone else has been alerted.
Much for stealth.
All of us have been spotted, or just...
So it would seem.
It's a mind flayer. They probably pick up on our minds.
Not sure.
Psionic.
Psionic, yeah.
With that, are any of y'all doing something as you hear something on the inside of the room moving?
Ark would kind of raise his voice and go, "Is there any chance we could potentially barter with you?"
He tends to move, now clear open view as he moves his hand. The double doors now opening wide for all of you. Bargain. I will hear one offer. One offer. Make it now.
At this point, Ark's going to notice that one of the two in here is the one they were looking for, right?
Yep, that would be Floon Blackmore, a red-headed young human male who is being beaten by a
Arcanus would slowly let out the tension in his bow. That one there. What would you want for us to take him?
Namely, his information.
And what information is that?
Information that I'm not willing to share with young adventurers. years.
We can understand that.
I will
Oh.
give you 5 minutes to make him spill. And before, if not, the rest of them will eat you alive.
Very well.
He slides.
We need to know
moving
what information you seek, though.
and seems to disappear through a set of double doors at the end, moving away from the area. It seems he's hasty to get out. The orc kind of smiles, seeing Fluence tied to a chair and looking across to y'all. Well, you heard him. What do you have to give in terms of your experience? Do you want my tools? I could provide my tools for you, should you use my methods.
A tempting offer, but I do not think we will need such methods.
He stands back, allows you into the room as this small brainish creature kind of stares at y'all, looks at y'all. Just kind of sits down.
Alright. Ark's gonna come over and check on Floon and just get a general idea of his current health.
He gives you a bit of a stink eye from the one eye that still seems to be open and not swollen. Kind of in a meditative glare. Despite whatever horrifying event he's in, he seems to be holding strong enough in terms of will. Not necessarily body right now. Has his body beaten, parts of his bones cracked, broken in. This orc did some work.
You could save that stink eye for someone else, friend. We were sent by another to come and find you. And again, the name is escaping me. On
Volo.
Volo.
Volo. We were sent by one named Volo to come and find you.
Found me you have. But if you think I'm going to be so ready to sell out my friends, you are going to be mistaken. You'll have to kill me.
Something tells
What?
me Volo would not appreciate that. Look. If it was just possibly him, glancing over to the orc, maybe. But if we're dealing with a mind flayer, none of us are ready for that thing, especially if it decides to get serious.
Please, make this easier on yourself, so we can get you out of here.
Do you know what loyalty is?
Yeah.
Loyalty doesn't just come from convenience. It comes from those willing to do what it takes to protect those they do care about. I will not sell out anything of my friends. I hold that to my life.
So what would you
can
like
beat
us
me,
to
you
tell
can
Volo?
flog me.
That we came to find you, found you here at the mercy of a mind flayer, and you still remain stubborn until your dying breath? How do you think he
What?
would feel to hear that?
What information were they trying to get out of you?
They think I'm someone else.
Okay.
So far, it looks as if they think that I'm someone else directly. You don't need to lie to them. They already know that they think you're me. Grub kind of blinks, kind of slowly, head turns towards him. You're here to help us, my friend. I respect your resolve to not sell me out. Even more so with the fact that you're willing to die for it. But I'm not gonna let you be stand by in this position. Get tortured for me like this. I am the one that you are after. I'm the one who possesses the information that you seek to this vault. Well, you make my day. So it should be you in the chair then. So what's in?
Oh no,
Well-
it's gonna be one of those situations where you gotta make it this.
Yep.
Ideally, I would not like to have anybody remain here.
So, He's gonna look
Easy.
at the am I allowed to interject on this a little bit? If y'all can say what you want. Y'all can discuss it if y'all want. I'll give you time.
Very well. What do you have to say?
Well, more or less a good and kind option for me, really. My job is to get information from this guy, get it from the vault. Y'all brought him right to me, so, I kind of owe you on that regard, right? How about y'all take this man, y'all get the hell on out of here, and y'all get y'all's payday. I'll be here with him, and he's gonna tell me what I need to know. We both end up with good ways, right? This is the nicest offer I'm gonna give you.
How about this? If he is willing to talk to you and tell you what you want to know, we all leave. You no longer have to ply your craft on anyone. You have the information, we have our friends. I think that would be the best situation. Wouldn't you?
Drum is gonna go over to Raynar and kind of wrap his arm around his shoulder. Well, if he's willing to talk, I'm willing to listen. I get paid. Ain't that right? Then this little guy doesn't have to stick on any of you. You see Raynar, and you notice something about his hand. It's on the hilt of his rapier.
Seems like a fine idea.
Well, shit, I got him. Y'all can go ahead and take that guy on
Raynar,
time.
are you alright with this?
Make your exit quick.
Very well.
Can I do something to aid Raynar, but like stealthily?
Okay, let me hear it out. What do you want to try to do?
Because Lindsay's already beside him, and she was, after hearing what's going to happen, she's going to just return back to Hannah. She's going to walk past, but like slide him her dagger as an extra weapon, as just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would, like, under her breath, it's like, best of luck. She will walk out.
In this case, at this point, Arcanus is just looking at the way that Floon is tied to this chair, trying to figure out how to best extricate him.
It's just a rope. You can cut it, you can loosen it, you can untie him directly.
He'll untie and help Floon to his feet. Come on, let's go.
Grips onto you, but this is not a grip of. This is not a good grip. This is a frustrated, angry grip looking at you. But he goes. Y'all can go out with the way y'all fucking came.
That's enough for what I said.
Let's go, everyone.
Do I have
Stay
to
safe.
roll for what I said earlier?
Make a sleight of hand.
God damn it.
Damn.
No, that's good. It passes. With a 15, you hand him off the weapon.
And I'll take the dagger out, man.
Who would know? Floon kind of speaks under his breath, looking at. Who would have known? Adventurers being cowards.
May I make
Sometimes-
some kind of check to see how strong these two are?
Make an insight check.
At this point, Ark's also going to mutter under his breath, oftentimes, the greatest victory is the battle not fought.
$17. This guy's a wizard, but he's also a frail wizard for an orc. Despite his hefty and big demeanor, his arms are thin, his belly shallow. He is not as well fed as he should be for an orc. Perhaps a good torturer because of his wizard efforts, but not necessarily potentially good in a fight. The intellect devourer right now is the only one that you should be worried about. Hefty, despite its scrawny heft, it has muscle, it has tone, and probably going to be, with a bit of combined effort, it's going to take it down if you choose to. As far as you see, it's just those two, besides Lindsay's now view of this dwarvish man moving in. But you don't have view of him.
And I can kind of spot something over here.
Oh yeah, no, you could spot, like, this oozing massive wall kind of moving in, trying to block your exit, mostly. Overall, though, with your numbers, with them two being right there, not noticing, it's not these two that you're going to worry about. It's whatever else you may have to fight through.
Yeah.
But these two, you think you can take them?
Ark's
Zoran's
just gonna
gonna look at the party.
Ark's gonna look back at Zorn and just kind of glance at Groom and the creature.
Groom seemed to be taking out some cuffs and irons, about to try to chain up Raynar.
Zoran's going to just raise an eyebrow slightly.
Ark's gonna sigh. Then he's just gonna give Floon a push over this direction, just to kind of get him out of the immediate line of sight.
Quickly! Falls and slumbers over.
And Zoran's
Grum
going
kind
to
of blinks, turns his head. Whoop. Go ahead.
flash at Groom.
What are you trying to do?
Slash.
Scimitar.
Oh, you're gonna slice. Alright, make an attack of advantage. This is a surprise attack.
Yeah.
10. Actually, let's see if that actually hits, considering he's a wizard. Open up this sheet. It's just enough to hit.
Beats it.
You slash upwards, hitting him upon the side. Slash, you bastard! That's his attack. Anyone else attacking? As Lindsay, you hear inside the sounds of battle beginning to happen.
Where is this
Someone
man?
else.
Ark's gonna.
Where is he?
When Groom turns to face at Zoran, Ark's gonna grab his short sword and make a slash as well.
Okay. You see your allies now drawing weapons, attacking Grum, the orc character.
She
Short sword
has.
slash. Sorry. Do I make that attack?
At advantage.
Oh,
The only
I-
one not attacking with advantage seems to be Raynar, as he was the one who was turning.
Hang on. How do I determine my attack versus an advantage attack?
There should be a toggle at the top that shows advantage or not.
Okay, I did it right then. 14.
Yeah, you did it. 14 hits as well as a 24. Grum is taken out in a moment's notice. Unfortunately, Grum was the only one you had surprise on.
Now
His
we've
initiative. is
now we
to
got
do
this. Now we got this little thing plus whatever else is nearby.
Lindsay's gonna just fucking chuck her damn her damn arrow.
Well, we gotta figure initiative now because the only one that got surprised was Groom.
No. Lindsay is allowed to make an attack as well. And whatever else.
I
this is
initially
only
was supposed to make an
intellectual
attack,
power.
lol, but
Oh, sorry.
no, yeah, she's just whipping the fucking arrow at her at the brain.
Okay.
Just D20.
D20. The intellect devourer was meant to watch everyone in the room, not outside. 14. What did that hit an intellect devourer? Let's see here. 12. Yeah, no, that hits.
D4.
D4.
2.
2. The arrow kind of sticks upon its leg sight, and it looks towards you now, a bit frustrated.
And now I enter the battle. Where the fuck is the damn? It's the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
6. Oh my god, that's the first low roll for initiative I've ever had throughout this whole thing.
Alright. I'm gonna roll Hannah in.
Right, sketches off.
Getchu is off. to go pick someone up, of course.
Yeah,
So
no,
they may
that's
return at some point.
fair. It's not good, especially if that mind flayer decides to show back up.
Why'd you guys attack things? We're almost
And I
out.
comment, it's already too late. How about we make this quick? Raynar, of course, not one to leave his friends fighting alone, is going to also roll initiative.
Terrible,
Descending.
terrible initiative.
Ark, you're the first up.
Ark's going to very quickly just step over here and deliver another slash at the creature.
Alright, do so neutrally.
At normal, short sword.
12 is enough to hit, just enough. For 8 damage. This creature's now bloody.
Already.
Don't think there's anything else I can do, so
Oh.
turn in.
Almost forgot to add these two to initiative. My apologies. As they see a fight, they're gonna fight. Alright, is that your turn?
Yep, that's it. I don't think I
Alright.
got anything I could do for my bonus.
2 more creatures upon seeing conflict are going to add into initiative.
Oh, Christ.
Negative
They
one.
suck. Yeah, no, -1. One seems to suck at initiative.
God damn.
Another will happen to go on 12, however.
Alright, so that's
Yep,
That
no,
would go next.
that'd be Zol.
I'd be going after.
Yep.
Well, I have a 11, so the wonder what 12 wouldn't it go
So-
first?
yeah. Wouldn't this
That's true. There we go. Then it would be Zem. This, again, pale, almost purplish skinned, dwarven man enters in, looks to where to go, and rushes up towards you, Lindsay.
Where? Oh,
He
you
came from this direction.
Is that?
This,
Do I get a hit off of that, or is he's just approaching me? He's not going past me.
he's rushing into you, actually. He's rushing at you,
Oh.
particularly. And he is taking a war pick, this large, very sharp, scythe-like pick, and swinging it at you.
What do I do, or what he accomplishes?
It's his turn. 6. That definitely misses you, as it kind of pierces onto the edge of this pillar. Hold still, you fucking...
Whoa, 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 old man!
Oh, man! I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You're definitely not
That's a-
26, are you?
Does not have multi-attack, so that is now up to you, Zorin. Your turn.
Yeah, I'll give this superstar a shot. I guess I won't give it a shot.
You swing downward, and the Intellect Devourer jumps over your sword and lands next to it.
Do I have anything? I do not. That's it for me.
Okay. The Intellect Devourer's turn. And it is going to jump and make a claw up towards you, Zol, being the one that struck it first. 21. That's 8 slashing damage to you as it cleaves across your chest. You are now mortal. Without multi-attack? Oh. Yeah, no, this is the boss. It does have multi-attack, so it aims one claw up at Ark. 13, Ark?
Sorry, I had to step away from my computer for a minute. I don't know what my armor class is.
I think that would be a miss.
Our
I think
armor
it's
class is
Real quick,
not
it is a miss. So the Devourer misses you, Ark, as you kind of take a step back from its attack. That's its turn. Raynar, seeing the threat here, is actually going to get up behind the Intellect Devourer and attempt to strike out with advantage. Oop, did not mean to do that, actually. Weird. What was its previous one? Yeah, no, it was that. Okay. It was 11. It's being dumb. Raynar is going to swing with advantage for a rapier attack. 25. And 11 is just enough to kill it as he swings down and then pierces inside into the brain of the creature, using the thinness of his blade to push past its usual girth and weight. Well, of its fucking head. Splitting the creature upwards. The creature falls limp dead. He is then going to take his movement to try to enter into the room, actually, and get right... Oh, God. Get about right... Yeah, I'd say about right there.
She's gonna, Lindsay's gonna call out to him. It's like, hey, can you, do you want her arrow back?
You're gonna try to pry the arrow out?
No, well, she's not near the thing. She's gonna ask
okay.
homie to do it for her, so you can hand it back to
her. You know what? Sure. He's gonna kick up the arrow and hand it to you.
Alright.
He's using opportunistic fucking weapons the entire time.
No, so the logic, to quickly explain, the logic of what I'm doing is to reduce the need for durability on actual weapons. So if it's at hand, then it's what she would use. It is true.
There's one caveat. You can turn one of your weapons, and I mean one of your weapons, into a magical weapon. And when you do that, magical weapons can't break by normal means.
Well, yeah. But it's sort of what she doesn't know how to do at the moment, so she's just using basically guerrilla warfare.
Understood. You're using guerrilla warfare. I dig it. It's your turn now, Lindsay.
So with her arrow back in her hand, she's happy. She has her arrow, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what she's gonna do. She's gonna just drive it right through this guy's face.
Okay. You attempt to stab downward and try to pierce into the guy's skull.
I roll fork.
You roll fork.
Jeffers.
15? Is that enough to hit for him? Ooh, it barely misses.
Oh, barely misses.
Mm-hmm. As you stab downward, you stab into his armor, recognizing how thick and heavy it is, before pulling back.
But it gets his arm, though. Isn't that like some sort of damage, or is it like no?
No, not if it doesn't pierce through armor.
That armor absorbs the hit.
Scale metal armor.
Gotcha.
You think you can stab me, do ya?
I know I can stab you, old man.
Bitch, you missed.
Well, I can miss only so many times.
Is that your turn?
She takes a cheeky step back.
He gets an attack of opportunity.
What?
Remember,
you're running away.
If you leave 5 feet from somebody without using your action to disengage, he gets an attack of opportunity.
I thought it was.
Do you not want to do that, or?
Nah, I'll take that fucking back. I thought that was if it was my mistake, I thought if you run past them, at all.
No. If somebody tries to leave within 5 feet of you, no matter what direction, you can attack them. But it is also the same vice versa. If you try to step away from an enemy out of his 5 feet range, he gets to make an attack of opportunity.
Okay, gotcha. I understand. But that's it. That's what she's doing.
Hana is gonna look around and see what's the best course of action to help. You know, you're kind of it, aren't you? It is kind of is decidedly going to use... You know what? They're gonna take a few steps back. They don't like the fact that this guy's there. They're gonna Eldritch Blast.
Oh dear.
Oh, sweet
Goddamn.
Jesus.
She focuses on this almost encrusted dark,
Oh Jesus Christ.
purplish smoking mass in her hand. And it expels from her hand and immediately moves past Raynar to strike at his shoulder. You see a decaying part of flesh move and blow off of this man. She literally blew a chunk of his meat off.
Oh my god. That's it. Ridiculous.
If they aim for the crotch, yeah, they could blow someone's dick off.
Literally.
That's 26 minus 15 damage. God damn. Yeah, no, they're bloody. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? She's gonna then step here to get out of y'all's way. The Ooze are just gonna hold their action right there at the entryway. They're gonna block it. Ark.
Seeing as this is the only enemy currently still alive, Ark's gonna draw his bow, tell this guy to duck, and then fire.
Okay, he's going to move downwards to a knee.
Jesus Christ, this is fucking abuse.
The arrow launches. Where are you aiming for?
What sort of armor is this dwarf wearing right?
He's wearing scale mail armor.
What parts are currently exposed?
Currently, it
Like
would actually
full body
be more or
coverage?
less the shoulder that is exposed, as a piece of the armor was blown off with his flesh.
All right, then he'd aim for the open spot.
Okay, and you struck through, and he holds his shoulder in pain, gripping, his arm about to fall off from the extent of the damage as your arrow hit the bone and snapped something off. Nice shot.
Thank you. I've always tried to be a good aim. Ark's gonna... He doesn't... Arcanus doesn't have any sort of, healing, so he can't really help his companion here.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine for now.
Says the one who's currently mortal, but okay. Yeah.
I trust,
No
I
movement.
trust.
No movement, just hunkers down and gets on the defensive.
Okay. Zemp is going to go for a huge Hail Mary and swing at Hannah again out of frustration. He wants to hit somebody before probably dying.
Anna. Lizzie.
Oh, no problem about it.
No, he means Hannah.
What? She's not
throwing
even
his
in the
fucking-
room.
That's kind of my point. He's technically aiming at Ark as he's throwing his warsight thing, thinking he's hitting Hannah.
Holy shit.
So he throws his war. I'll fucking get you for that, you bitch! And the war pick just lands right there, 5 feet from you. Oh shit! He says, losing his weapon.
Ark's just gonna kind of glance. Ark's just gonna kind of glance down and then smirk.
Con save.
I think you've gone senile.
It's a dwarf, if you insist. 5! Then fucking hit!
It's all I can fucking do.
Go for it. Royal damage. Ironically, it kills.
Let's go.
He had 1 HP left. You see the frost begin to permeate first on the wound, but then seep into his skin. And slowly but surely he loses breath as the insides of him begin to frost over. He falls to a knee, and then parts of his neck shatter off as he tumbles to the floor.
Takes a floon, piggyback style.
His flames go. Raynar looks over. It seems our XX blocked. What do we do? That's his bonus action. He's waiting for a reply.
What was that about being cowards?
Use your reaction to say that. Raynar kind of
Yep.
waits for a reply to see what happens next. Our exit's blocked, as he said.
We bust through.
Okay. He's going to move forward. And, yeah, we're going to move right there and try to make a swing for this slime, actually. He's going to try a rapier. Does that hit? Does 12 hit? It does. And he does 5 damage to it. He kind of pulls his rapier out, kind of, you know, a little bit with difficulty. Careful attacking it with a weapon. It'll try to take it. That's his turn. Lindsay.
Oh. I never fought a slime before. I have. Good thing. I thought I had a hammer. Don't I have a hammer?
You have a war axe.
Do have a war axe. Damn, I dead ass thought I had a hammer. No, I do. Hang on. What kind of hammer is that? I haven't in my item list.
It is pretty much like a tool hammer, kind of reused to be with a bigger metallic end of it. It's like a tool hammer from, you know, what you would have like a regular like tool hammer, just with a much more bigger end of a tool hammer.
It's like a small mallet at best.
Kind of a small mallet.
You know what?
But
I
you know
said.
those tool hammers with the like front end, but the back end is like used for prying off like nails and stuff.
Yeah.
Fallback hammer.
But with a very much so bigger front end.
Okay. So she's gonna take out the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I said. I ain't gonna use real weapons yet. And she's gonna like do a lunge in its direction across this man's. How far is that actually?
You could jump over him.
That's 20 feet. Okay, yeah. So I jump over the man's.
Alright, you race over, you jump over him, move over up to the ooze wall. You're right in front of it.
Yeah. And hammer time. Fuck. Do the roll. Bam. Oh,
You
wait.
swing.
Fuck is the roll thingy?
Just click where it says hammer.
It's only making me like edit the name.
Let me check.
It's in my items. That's probably why it doesn't roll as an action.
Oh, if it's in your items, it has to be in your attack. Which case I don't see hammer. I think we kind of it's like a regular object. It's just the same thing as the fork, just with bludgeoning instead of piercing.
Alright, well, fuck. Bam. Damn.
Oh. You try to your poor hammer. You try to swing into this creature. It catches the hammer into one of its oozing parts, and then sucks it up.
My hammer.
Your hammer is now inside of a gray ooze.
Let's be damned. Okay, just for my own clarification, how much movement speed do I get per turn? And what's the
30.
range of my 30 feet? And what's the range of my breath?
15 feet.
Your breath is a 15-foot cone.
Noted. Okay. Then my next turn, I should be able to do something with this thing.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, you can also hit allies within the range of it, so be careful.
Okay, well, Lindsay?
Hold on.
Anything else? I know.
Lindsay. Okay.
What?
Still your turn. Anything else?
Is the end of your turn?
No, I already used my movement attack.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Hannah. Just gonna think about it. Move to about right here. Yeah, right here. And is going to hold a Toll of the Dead for when an ally hits and attacks this creature.
Sweet Jesus.
The ooze is gonna swing a pseudopod at you. Effectively, it's gonna make a tentacle of slime and slap at you. Lindsay.
It was slapping me.
21.
What the fuck?
You take 3 bludgeoning damage, and seems that corroding acid gets a part onto your flesh. Kind of cuts through the clothes and begin to sear the flesh a little bit.
Oh my god, I'm on 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
And you notice... Yeah, and you notice that part of your leather armor is beginning to seep in. You think if you take too many more hits of this, you might actually break your armor. So be careful.
So wait, am I armored? Hang on, what's going on?
Your armor, nothing can usually break your armor.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that corrodes it like a slime.
Okay.
So if you take, say for instance, if you take 3 more hits from this great ooze, your armor might break.
So am I on 1 hit point?
You are on 1 hit point.
Okay.
You are mortal. As the, effectively the acid seeps into your skin and does immediate damage to you.
So I'm on 0 then?
No, you're on 1 HP.
The acid is what brought you down to 1.
Okay.
Yes. You got winded and immediately acid got spurted on you, basically. That's his turn, though. Ark.
Okay. First off, he's going to take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You said I got 30 feet, right? The movement?
30 feet, yeah.
30 feet's going to put him right here.
You get up to Lindsay and see the fact that they're also not doing very well.
Damn it. Okay. Can I first use my bonus action to pull Lindsay out of the way?
Lindsay, are you willingly allowing yourself to be moved?
She has literally no choice, yeah.
Yes, you can move her.
So then he's just going to try and pull Lindsay out of his line of sight between him and the ooze?
Okay.
You can move them anywhere within 5 feet. I'd say around here. So you'd be right. Lindsay, you'd be up against the wall right here.
All right. At which point, Arcanus is going to breathe deep. He's going to, upon noticing that this is a slime, he thinks, okay, breathes deep and releases his ice breath. He's basically going to try and use his ice breath to freeze this slime.
Okay. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say for instance, you would effectively be aiming it like this way, so that way you wouldn't hit any of your allies.
Correct.
I'm gonna say like this.
Correct.
Okay, you can do that. With that then, though, go ahead and roll your breath, as it's going to make it save. Okay, it's going to be a dex save. These things are really bad at this. That's a 5, so it does... However, you begin to notice parts of it kind of corrode and ice over, and then sucks in the ice. This thing is resistant to ice. However, it did do some damage.
Damn it. That's all I can do. He's done his move, he's done his action, he's done his bonus.
This guy's dead. Zoran.
Going to walk here and pick up Floon, put him on his back.
Okay. Floon is now on your back. Okay, so you're a lot braver than I thought. My apologies.
15. Make me a con save for news.
Okay, that con is not a bad con. That's the one.
Damn.
It's still half damage, but it did bring it to bloody. As you notice that parts of this ooze begins to fall off and make into small clumps on the floor. It seems to be hard. It's having a tough time keeping control of itself right now.
Question. Knowing that this is a slime, would Ark be able to identify where the core of this slime would be?
You could, actually. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature check.
Well, actually, it would be the bonus action of your turn to do it. But I'll say you can use your bonus action on your turn.
Okay, I'll have to wait for my next turn then. Because I was going to say, if Ark can identify the core, he would then tell their noble friend, aim for that spot!
Okay.
But he already used his bonus action to pull Lindsay out of the way.
Sorry.
Oh, true.
Could Zoran try?
The bonus action you could. You still have yours. Make a nature check. Yeah. 8. You can't seem to find it. It's just a large conglomerate mass of this almost dark grayish ooze. Peering through an ooze, especially from that distance away, next to a wall, it's just too difficult in the heat of battle.
Too much blood in his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Alright, is that your turn? Raynar is going to attempt to strike out at this creature once more. Hopefully be able to pierce past its oozy lair. 25 will hit for 7 piercing damage, as he stabs and then cleaves away parts of the ooze. The ooze seems to be having a tough time holding itself together now, as it is now reaching mortal. Lindsay.
Lindsay, her last ditch effort, all the power she could muster, is gonna once again whip the arrow that she has at the ooze.
Okay. Lindsay, real quick, roll me a 1d100.
1d100. 59.
59? Let's see how well it responds.
And at the roll.
5. You feel for a brief connection, something almost cold reach upon your body and your neck. For a split second, you look around, you're no longer in a sewer, you're in some sort of flower field. Dark purple flowers littering the landscape. But as quickly as it emerged, you blink and you're back into the sewers. Something was trying to make connection. You felt it, but it wasn't strong enough.
Huh?
You may resume your attack.
She just sort of like shakes her head, wincing in pain. Focuses on the ooze and misses.
7. With the distraction of whatever event happened, you attempt to strike out without landing a mark, it seems. Welcome back, Sketchu.
Hello, perfect timing.
Welcome back.
Perfect timing. Hannah had held her action, and I'm going to say that Hannah's action goes off. You held a Toll of the Dead. Would you mind using that for me?
Happily. Let me quickly go there.
Toll of the Dead. It will make itself a wisdom save, which it does succeed, which means it does not take damage. However, it is the start of your turn, which means you have an action, a bonus action, and your movement, as usual.
Alright. This thing.
To catch you back up, effectively, you found
I'm a
Floon,
little frazzled, I guess.
who was kidnapped and taken in by these creatures. You know what a mind flayer is, out of character, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He was kidnapped by a mind flayer,
Oh my god.
and who had an intellect devourer. The mind flayer left, giving you 5 minutes to reason what you're going to do to make a deal. You decided against making a deal and decided to kill his companions now that he's gone. And now a great ooze is blocking your way and exit, which they are trying to kill, and it has injured Lindsay.
Lindsay is injured and mortal, and Zoran is also mortal from having taken a deep gouge from the Mind Flayer's pet previously.
Oh gosh.
We're dying.
Okay,
We're still kicking.
I am literally contemplating going up to it and whacking it or something like that.
Or if you have some sort of healing spell, perhaps use it on one of our teammates.
Like I said, I'm useless right now. We rushed to get here. I do not get any of my spells back from my short rest.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Mhm.
hey, if you want to try and deliver the killing blow on this thing,
Whoever's, I guess, I don't see where the others are, but I do have. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. I do have those bandages and healing salves, but they do not heal immediately, or anything like that.
all right, let's just try and get this thing done quickly before the mind flayer returns.
Alright, Hannah. What are you up to?
Oh, fair enough. I will approach the ooze thing and start working it.
Okay, you approach, move past Ark, and get
I
up
move
to
all the way
within
up to
5
it?
feet. You can, so long as Ark is willing to let you through.
Ark will scooch to the side, let him pass.
Okay. You take out your weapon. You're ready to swing upon this creature.
I can't take a torch out and whack it with a torch, right?
You can. If that's what you want to do.
He will caution Hannah. Be careful, this thing seems to be an acid-based slime.
Oh, Jax. Okay, great club. I take my great club. Where is that on my thing? Oh my gosh. Wait, I think I have it listed twice. I'm a bit confused.
You were
I'll
you were
just
able to
choose the
choose
first
two
one.
different weapons, and you chose Great Club.
I think it's this one I click. Sorry, I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, no, it is. And unfortunately, you do miss. As you try to smack out, the creature repels back with the tentacle.
Oh. Okay. Well, that didn't work.
Thankfully, though, with an 8 instead of a 5 or lower, your weapon is not taken from you.
Well, I guess it's my turn then.
Okay. The ooze now finds a new target to attack. Deciding to reach out and attempt to thwack upon Hannah. It is going to make a pseudo-apod attack. Yeah. 7 misses. Someone was speaking?
7 misses.
Yeah. Would
Thorn.
this apply from my frostbite?
It would.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay. In which case, it would have been disadvantage, so it's a good thing that's a 7. Yeah, no, it misses. Moving past Hannah, you duck down as this thing's tentacle slaps against the wall behind you, and then reels back its tentacle. That's its turn.
Just dodging me like, nope, nope, nope.
Okay, first off, bonus action. He's going to try and see if he can spot the core.
Roll me a nature check to see where the core would be upon the slimes. 20. You know the core is usually a resemblance upon the middle of the creature. The easiest way to get to a core is to always hit in the same spot that your allies hit, to break down its layers of protection and hit the core directly. So far, a lot of y'all have been kind of hitting on the right side of it, actually. So upon the right midsection is where the quickest way to the core is.
Ark's going to draw his bow and try and see if an arrow will pierce through deep enough to crack and destroy the core.
All right, shoot for it. 23. You reel back your bow, and you fire, curving the arrow actually to make a bit of a maneuver to hit directly on the right side. It swoops in and immediately moves to the center of the gray ooze. For a minute, you thought it didn't work, but before long, the ooze begins to slither and melt downward, making nothing less besides a layer of oozing liquid upon the floorway. This creature is defeated, and you are out of combat.
All right.
Let's book it.
Hannah, try to treat Zoran and Lindsay on the way. Ark's gonna walk back and grab Floon. You, let's go before the
He's
Mind
gonna
Flayer
just-
returns.
Is he alright?
He's gonna jump himself upon you. Oh, my heroes.
Ark's just gonna piggyback him out of here. Let's go
Okay.
before the Mind Flayer returns.
Raynar rushes outwards, trying to make room for y'all to leave. Come on, come on!
Hannah probably would be trying to treat the other two or something like that on the way.
Alright, you quickly maneuver and rush over, begin to try to treat, using the healing salves, wrapping them up into it. This almost tannish coating sticky sap moving upon the wound before being coated over. They now will heal a 1d8 over an hour. And you're allowed to move and do actions and carry on while this happens. So you're able to continue forward.
Wait, who's healing 1d8?
1d8 after an hour. So you'll both
And does
heal.
that take one salve or both?
I believe it's one salve per person.
Okay, cool.
Meanwhile, Ark's just got Floon on his back. Let's go, quickly!
Alright,
Okay.
alright.
With that, you all leave the sewers without interruption, moving back into the streets of Waterdeep. Whew.
I love how Devilinus is still there.
Well, to be fair, it's where you last remember her being at. That's a reminder, so you know where to go if you should ever need to go to her. We did it. We got out.
Better say we should keep moving. That
Not-
is
not-
not okay.
I cannot believe we decided to fuck around with a Mind Flayer. Let's get out of here!
It's not gonna find us, is it? Where are we going?
Back to the inn! Gaping Maw,
Alright.
let's go!
Alright. You move on. Moving back. Where are y'all heading?
To the Gaping Maw.
Okay. You head there. While you're wading through the streets, I would like a D20 from one of you.
Am I allowed to make a d20 roll? I'm kind of healing, so.
No, you're the good thing about healing salves is the fact that you're able to actually do actions and move freely and do things while you're healing. That's the good part. In fact, since it would take probably moving through the city, after this encounter, go ahead and roll 1d8 for Zolran and HD. You
Fuck's
heal
sake.
2 HP.
I'll do the
HD.
D20.
So that's 3.
Okay. You heal 5 HP, Zolran.
And a
Oh,
d20.
after this?
1d20. That would be rolled from Sketchu. Oh.
Hey!
That's right.
It's a good encounter, to an extent, I hope. I'm gonna find out if it's a good encounter.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
It's a good encounter! Yay!
Yay!
You wade through the... Oh god, it's her! No! You wade through the streets. However, as you are wading through the streets, I would say you're probably about... Let me grab the rat. Grabbing the rat. You probably get about to the high road, where eventually you come upon a familiar red-haired woman.
There.
Tall, muscular, bound with a series of scars littering her body. She sees all going through, sees your injured state,
Oh.
and begins to move, wading through the crowd up to you. It is not too busy of a street, but there's enough people around there where she has to kind of push some people along. Excuse me, you need to move, dear. Sorry. Excuse me, darling. Then moves up towards your group. What are you doing? She's trying to get to you.
Ark's gonna kind of glance at the woman. Is there something we can do for you, miss? We're kind of in a hurry here.
Maybe there's something I can do for you, actually. You both look rather hurt. She takes her whip and cracks it across her back. Does it
What the-
again to the other side. She is bleeding upon her back. As the blood drains down from her, it turns red as a flash coats y'all's body.
What in the name of Tiamat are you doing?
Who's she with?
Don't worry about it.
She's whipping herself.
herself.
Oh, about to say. I'm like, oh hell no.
Zolrin, HD, she would technically heal Floon too. Okay, that is 8 for you, HD. That is 8 for Zolrin, and that is 11 for Floon. You are back up to HP.
Can I put 11 as my hit points, or can I just put 10?
You just
Max
put 10.
health.
Okay.
10.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
You're good.
With that, she gives you a smile. Carry on about your business. And then
Ark's just gonna kind of give her a puzzled look and be like, "Thank you. I will have to come back and get a proper explanation later."
Lindsay
For
would
now-
bow.
just kind of waves her hand carelessly. Oh, finally, it's nothing, it's nothing. As her back is bleeding profusely, she carries on through the streets.
I can explain it as we walk.
Yes. At this point, now that Floon is back to full health, he's gonna set him down. Come on, let's get back to the mall quickly, and you can explain.
Right. Oh god, that's a sister. Oh goodness, that's a sister. Let's go. Ooh.
Lindsay has bowed, not knowing shit.
Grabs Lindsay, pulls them along.
Hey!
Moving through the streets, you are uninterrupted as you begin making your way to the gaping maw.
No time for your buy panic.
On the way,
It's a buy panic.
wait
I was just saying thank you.
Okay, what's up?
on the way to the mall, Arcanus is gonna look at Floon and Zoran. All right, you two. Who the hell was that, and why the hell did she nearly kill herself to heal you?
That is their religion.
That was a blood sister. They are known for their charity as much as they are known for their zealotry. If you are considered a good citizen of the world and or a prospect of good behavior, they bestow upon them as many helping aids as they could physically manage, between charitable work of food, treasury, healing, and that of aid of pure the good intention. If you are a criminal, or that of which is a evil-aligned scorn, they will kill you without a second of hesitation.
And the reason why she cracked the whip across her own back?
Because sacrifice of their own body, blood, sweat, and tears is what brings upon the prospect of their power. Basically,
Self-immolation for healing.
self-mutilation for the aid of others. They believe that no other should suffer so long as they can bring pain upon themselves. Taking the pain of the world upon themselves so others do not have to feel it.
Ark's not sure how he feels about that. Well, at least she did not try and kill us then. Alright, come on, let's go.
And thus, you all return to the mall. Upon returning to the mall and its likelihood of aids, you enter. The space is about as what you'd expect. No one came in, no one really came out. The kobolds, upon seeing Lindsay back,
Lindsay, same reaction. Hey!
start passing around gold as it seems bets were made.
What the fuck?
Ark's gonna make for their room.
Alright, let me quickly gather the NPCs which would be here. Would be Renar. As he kind of enters in, looking around. Floon would also be here.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back. You've made it back to the Gaping Maw after a woman whipped and mutilated herself and used that power to heal some of your friends and allies.
I'd say thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blood Sister showed up and healed them all.
Lindsay would chill with the homies, being relieved to be back.
I want to chill with the
They all
homies
kind
too.
of
Let's go.
they all kind of give you high fives and daps.
Yeah.
Hello.
They look over towards them and then look at Lindsay to see if they're cool.
And Lindsay would definitely nod their head like they're amazing.
They start dapping Hannah up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Ark, meanwhile, is going to walk into their room.
Okay, you walk into the room, and of course, as usual, the egg seems safe and sound. However, Verk begins to approach. Blade at the ready, actually, as you notice this large, huge, Monster Hunter-like greatsword upon her shoulder as she stares down at you with a sense of aggression.
Ark's going to hold his hand up. Silver Scale, Ocean, brother.
They lower the weapon, set it against the table, give you a nod, and gestures towards your, well, package, I suppose.
Thank you.
Of course. Business is business.
Business is business.
Hey, yo! Got it good and safe!
Yep. Appreciate
Mama
it.
didn't come back, so I'm assuming this thing's probably abandoned. And or parents are dead.
It's difficult to say.
Oh no, it's not. Really, it's not. It would never take a mom this long to get here if it was a parent.
Some dragons watch over their nest. Others, once the egg is laid, are abandoned. With the nature of this egg, it's difficult to say. But I think you are correct in thinking it is abandoned.
Yeah. But my job's done. Y'all are back. I'm heading on out. Later.
Take care, and thank you again.
No problem. They both seem to head out and start making their way back towards their table.
Zorwin's walking up to the bar.
Alright. Dernan kind of gives you a look. What you need?
You know where Volo is?
Same place they usually are. Kind of hold up a booth. Go to one of the booths, they're probably there.
Thank you kindly.
Mm-hmm.
And Zorwin will start looking for Volo.
Alright. Volo is in one of the booths at which y'all negotiated before. As he seems to be now reuniting with his allies.
Ah, Volo, there you are.
In which case, you'd have to enter through here. These are walls.
Ah, okay.
Volo seems to be hugging Flu and patting him on the shoulder and stuff like that, looking at it like, oh goodness, oh, I can't believe look at you, you're safe, you're covered in a little bit of blood, but I don't see wounds.
You can thank a blood sister for that one.
A blood a good charitable work as always. But take a seat. Is there a drink I can get you? Oh goodness. Oh, and Raynar, I didn't expect you to be around. Oh well, my friend, it's a rather long story, but I'm sure it would be told. Where's the rest of your companions?
Lindsay would overhear this slightly and just make her way over.
Ark would kind of glance over and see Hannah and Lindsay. I believe they are having a time with the kobolds and wave them over.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I saw your friend Rex went out to find some other kind of aid, actually. Something else was important to him. He wouldn't tell me what exactly, but he left in a rather hurry. But, by all means, take a seat. Pull up a chair.
Well, we have a very long and sordid tale to tell you.
Stop.
A tale, you say? He seems to open up his book with a pen and quill at the ready. Do tell.
With everyone's help, Ark will start recounting everything that happened from their first arrival to the docks.
Begin to write and observe, and the mention of Mind Flayer, eyes widen. Oh, what the invigorating turn! Tell me, how many of its dark and sundered brain creatures assaulted you in your efforts?
Just the
It
one,
was- It
fortunately.
was one of the mind
Just the
creature.
one.
It had one torturer of some sort, some great dwarven individual, and an acidic slime.
So basically,
Wait, an
a weak
unknown
wizard,
number
a
yet
senile old man,
encountered.
and spicy liquid.
Spicy slimes. Ooh, goodness, a grey ooze. Right, an unknown number of brainish creatures around the about. Oh, this will make quite the tale. Oh, what is the name of thou group that wish to be presented?
Our group?
Ooh.
Ark's gonna
Come
kind of
now.
look at it. Ark's
You've
gonna kind of look at
adventured
each other.
together this long. You've taken upon a job as a united front. Surely there's a name that you wish to be remembered for.
Lindsay would ponder to herself, realizing that we all just sort of met on a whim, and ended
How
up
about-
being a proper
Ark's-
team.
How about you take the time to discuss together as a group as to which the name shall be presented? A group name is quite the important thing, wouldn't you agree?
Perhaps so. The only name that I could think of off the top of my head on the moment. The main reason we've all come here. We're looking for the vault. The Vault Hunters.
Vault Hunters, quite a curious name. And not
something-
copyrighted yet.
Sounds interesting.
It's not something we must agree upon now, but it is something we could possibly discuss later.
Yes, of course.
A placeholder.
And the case of your reward. Right. I confess that I have few coin to spare, actually. But it would never be said that Volo renegades as on a promise. Allow me to present something of much more value than gold. He holds out a scroll tube, sliding it over for whichever one may take it up first.
Zoran will look at it.
Yeah, okay, well, Zoran.
The deed to a remarkable property here in Waterdeep. We'll need a magistrate to witness the transfer of ownership. I'll arrange a meeting, with one after you've inspected the estate and deemed it satisfactory. It is quite the mysterious estate, too. I have not myself procured what goods, mayhaps even treasures, are inside. But one of high value, I remark to you, much more than that of 100 gold.
Well, damn.
I keep my promise of value after rescuing a dear friend of mine.
Well,
Fair enough.
Well, that is very much appreciated.
That is
There
very
is the
appreciated,
other-
thank you.
There is the other thing that we were looking for as well. Information regarding said vault.
Ah, yes. Information that I must get with, of course, my dear contacts for. They should be arriving within but a few days, actually. Again, of course, I had to call upon some favors to get this information. I don't, how do I best put this? I rely upon favors for favors whenever it comes to these general things. I have quite a number of people in high and low places, and without the fact that the location of this vault is quite important. If you will take the few days to peruse, check out your new estate even. I trust the information will be here in the timely manner you require.
Alrighty.
Besides, surely you want some time to spend whatever luxuries that you have obtained in your venture, surely.
Oh, definitely.
Well then, let's just go gather what possessions we have in the office back there, and let us go check this new place of ours out.
Of course. Looking upon, the tube contains a deed to Troll Skull Manor, a historic building in the North Ward that, well, it can be claimed as a home base for y'all, to be decorated and edited by me at any choice of your leisure, so long as you go out, buy the furniture and stuff like that. However changes to the map you want to make, just simply make a message to me. The deed had been notarized and appears legitimate, because it is. Volo recently bought the property, it seems, because it was rumored to be haunted, actually. Upon the signature writing as to why he would want to own the property, it's labeled investigation of a haunting. And of course, anything that is haunted and or deemed valued has to be valuable to him. But it has to be handed over to you now.
Lindsay, let's go and you go and grab the one chest. I will go and grab the other one. Then we can go and check this new home of ours.
Return to me if you find the place to be satisfactory, of course, and then I will have a magistrate sign it over at once.
Will do.
Not
Thank
too
you,
much
Driver.
bureaucracy apart from that. Sounds lovely.
Ark's gonna walk over and grab the dragon chest.
As you
Lindsay grabs the paintings and the other chest.
As you grab the chest, you notice a sound inside. A crack.
Crack.
Yes, you hear a snapping sound inside the chest.
Ark's gonna bring the chest over here. Zoran, he's gonna set the chest on the table. Zoran, do me a favor. Undo these locks quickly, please.
You'll get to work on doing them.
Okay. Being locked by you, unfortunately you do not have the key. You'll have to make another sleight of hand. It's a low DC, but, well, you have to unlock them.
Da. 9.
9 does not meet the first DC. As you swing it around, you can't seem to get it. It seems you might have locked it a little too well. It's definitely better than the last person who locked it.
We want to keep it secure.
Ark is
You hear
not
another
news.
The snap once again here's inside.
We need this chest opened now.
Give me a moment. I wanted to make sure it was locked tightly.
Okay, you may make another one.
19.
19. It breaks through the first lock. It cumbers down. Now for the second.
Just let me know when you want me to roll it.
Roll it again.
Not 20.
24. It doesn't even take a second, and the lid kind of flies open as you see a wing beat the top of the chest, almost unhinging it. The egg is hatching. As you notice now, pores of seawater flooding off from the chest, pouring down onto the floor.
Whoa.
This chest is beginning to overflow with foam and water. As a head pops out of the egg, snapping the top of it open.
Well, hi there.
And like
Everybody
that,
step back.
and like that, eventually the water stops pouring out. And you see this young hatchling dragon. The one as shining and new as you could ever expect. To show you an image, I'm gonna post it in no mic.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, this is them.
I'm waiting.
I know, I'm grabbing. That one. There it is.
Also, very nice on the color there, Sketchy.
This one.
Oh,
With darkened purplish black scales, but with glowing, vibrant, and ocean-like movement upon the inner side of its wings, glowing coral-like ends as spikes. This thing is beautiful. Thin snout, the inside of its mouth, and any part of inside you can notice, even its eyes, glowing an oceanic blue.
Arcanus is gonna slowly reach a hand forward. Welcome to the
There
world,
is-
little one.
If there was a word for beautiful on a dragon, this would be it. Beautiful.
Arcanus is
It
gonna reach a
kinda
hand out and speak in Draconic. Welcome to the world, little one.
You don't get an open mouth word from this creature, obviously a hatchling, but you do feel a sensation over your mind. Almost like a mental connection is being made, Ark. Do you fight against it?
He will not.
A connection is made as a feeling washes over you. The same feeling that this thing is feeling. Hunger. Hunger. Comfort. Hunger.
Does anybody have anything to eat? The young one, I believe, is starving right now.
I have some rations on me.
Indeed. I could go ask for something.
Quickly, please. Anything.
I'd assume fish.
I'll
It begins-
assume fish as well. And she'll
It
just
begins
go.
climbing out of the chest, beginning to climb up to your upper section. Arcane is holding onto you as it seems to be crying, almost howling into the sky as its wants and needs need to be met.
Arcanus will let it clamber up and cradle it gently.
Anna's definitely going over to the bar, just a bit slightly panicked, but just keeping it together, hide the pain Harold, so to go and ask for fish.
So,
Lindsay.
fish.
Hi,
How do you want it?
fish? Oh, you know what? They got away with that. I think they want it raw fish. That'll be fine.
All right. What kind?
Well, what's a sizable one? Because there's a bird group.
You want sizable? Okay. He seems
Lindsay
to go in
has
the
a
back,
ration, too.
drags out about 2 huge ass tunas.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, that'll be 3 gold.
That's no problem. She'll just take that, slide it over, and eagerly has her hands out to grab this tunas.
Takes it up, slides over the fish. The fish weighs quite a few pounds each, so you're gonna have to drag carry them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ark's gonna take the ration from Lindsay. Lindsay, can you go and help Hannah, please?
The baby tries to try to snatch it from your hand, almost biting.
Zoran.
Huh?
Ark's gonna notice Zoran trying to reach out to pet the hatchling. Do me a favor, not until it's fed, or it may see your hand as a snack.
Lindsay's
Fair
looking
enough.
for a skin partner.
It's all written. Make me an honorable handling check.
Huh?
Alrighty.
Oh, there.
He sees Ulrich trying to reach out to pet the hatchling.
Lindsay helps.
She's like,
It is this is contested against the baby's baby's insight check, which is going to be a wisdom. That's with 2 GM. Let me roll it with not. Okay, the baby almost decides to snap, almost recoiling its head, but recognizes not a gesture of offense, but rather a gesture of comfort, and just kind of slowly puts its head against your hand.
Easy, little
Oh,
one. It's okay.
You are
Sees the
precious.
tuna, tries to jump off of Ark.
Easy. He's gonna carry the dragon over.
Okay, so you are going to have, with those 2 tunas, about 4 days worth of rations for this creature. As it's going
Hell
to eat
yeah.
the head of 1 tuna and be satisfied.
Will Ark feel that satisfaction through this link that now exists?
Yes. Somehow you feel some sort of sensory from this dragon, not that of your own. Almost like a bonding connection has been made now between you two.
Ark's gonna close his eyes and just give a smile. Good. That is exactly what the youngling wanted.
With that, though, with that beautiful event, as well as now a bit of a watery mess being made, you level up.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And I think this is going to be the end of the sesh?
Yes, this will be end of session.
Hey.
Holy shit, I'm reading that. I am reading the name of the thing that you just played, Tanner.
Mhm.
An Ocean Queen?
Yes.
Fuck. Yeah. Oh,
Aye,
boy.
then.
Holy
Uh,
shit.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like us to roll hit dice for health or take the average?
That is your choice, actually. You can either choose to take average, or you can roll hit dice. If you get a nat roll on rolling hit dice, then you can choose to take average anyways, because I don't do natural ones. That sucks.
Let me see what the average is for Druid.
Okay, I'm going to level up for you, Ark. That way you can get my access to things.
Okay.
Alright, let's go over here.
How do I just click the
I could do it for you.
add command stuff?
I could do it for Lindsay as well. You could
Yeah,
choose
please.
to click the character measure if you want.
So for the two spells, we're gonna go Goodberry and Hunter's Mark.
Okay, understood. Roll or average?
What's the average?
The average, let's go do the test, would be 6. 6
Oh,
HP.
man.
I'll be fine
Highest,
with
I
it.
think. Okay, 6 HP.
What would the highest be? Sorry.
The highest, I think, being 8, in a sense.
Yeah, I'll take the 6. I don't want to risk rolling lower.
Rangers have a D10 hit dice, so it's not.
Ah, the subclass is at level 3 for you, actually, instead of level 2. So we're gonna say that you're gonna raise the dragon up a little bit before being able to just use.
Yep, of course. No, I figured this level would be the bond that you just specified forming.
You're
So,
able to choose a fighting style for ranger.
fighting style.
Yes, you get
Yes.
archery, blind fighting, defense, druidic warrior, dueling, thrown weapon fighting, or 2-weapon fighting.
Hmm.
If you need to know what any of them do, let me know.
Ooh,
Okay.
having 2 cantrips from they're from Druid spellbooks.
Hang on. I'm trying to look it up right now so I can get an idea here.
Okay.
Fighting style is best for ranger.
Tanner, you got my
Probably
stuff handled, yeah?
archery.
I got your stuff handled.
Alright, I'm gonna take care of this.
Alright, later, HD. Love you, homie.
Y'all stay
Later.
safe. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
With that, stream ends. Thanks for popping by. Much appreciated. I'll see you guys next time. For now, y'all take care. Have yourselves a good night. About this piece. Bye-bye. Have a good night.